Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. Thanks, kids. They're finally worth it.
And now get a Samsung Galaxy A14 included when you buy an extended Silver Unlimited plan. Find us at straighttalk.com. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. Online only, excludes taxes and fees.
Whatever happened to Tony Horton, the guy who created the revolutionary P90X?
2017, I was knocked down. A very rare type of shingles that went straight into my brain. My body was completely wasting away. I started researching everything related to building my muscle back again. That's when I learned about the potential of HMB plus vitamin D3 and what they can do when it comes to helping build new muscle.
So Tony developed high-impact protein by Power Life.
Just add 1 scoop of high-impact protein to a glass of water or your morning smoothie and enjoy the effects of that boss molecule and factory worker combination. Reshaping your body each and every day. More energy, burn more fat, and probably drop a few pounds along the way.
High-impact protein by Power Life is a tasty once-a-day powder that comes in either whey or plant protein. Go to mypowerlife.com and use code MUSCLE to save 30%. Tony even offers a 90-day guarantee. Go to mypowerlife.com or text MUSCLE to 511-511. Text MUSCLE to 511-511 today. All individuals are unique. Your results can and will vary. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
Keeler Show today. It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen? Keeler's always in the know. It makes me want to call him and tell him where to go. And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started. It's time to get things started. On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Okay, it is Thursday morning, and man, is it, I'm just going to say the ditches are filled with water. Should be a nice little springtime poem. The ditches are all filled with water.
Yeah.
The snow is melting.
The roadways were rough during the day and last night.
Yeah, it was a little more inclement than they had expected. Anyway, warming up. We'll be at 45 today. 45 tomorrow as things begin to warm up. This morning, a bunch to get to. Dr. Shembalensky, Dr. Zelinsky in this morning to talk a little bit about your health and what you can do to get ready for springtime. Syracuse.com every year, twice a year, they post a story about when do we move our clocks forward? When do we move our clocks backward? And they posted that story overnight. A little early, don't you think? Yeah. It's not February yet. And I believe this year it'll be like March. I'll have to look it up, like March 7th or something. But not until March, so we're a month and a half away from that.
I just can't wait. You are starting to see it's getting brighter earlier now.
It is. Or it gets darker. It gets dark later.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That is,
it doesn't get lighter earlier.
We really don't know about the lighter earlier part. We're stuck in the studio. We'll talk to Lieutenant Mike Curley, UPD, and so it's very interesting on the Ring app and police and the relationship. We'll talk about that. There might be some stress there. We have a family court judge candidate coming in. We're getting into that time of year. And so much more to get to here on Thursday morning. There's a story up on our website, Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers Wanted Person of the Week. You can check that out as this week's Crime Stoppers Wanted Person is up there right now, and we'll speak to UPD coming up in just a little while about that. New York State has released the algebra scores.
Oh boy!
So each school gets ranked by the scores that their students end up getting on the algebra final.
The regents or their?
This is the algebra regents.
Okay.
Algebra regents. So I will tell you it's quite interesting because if you're a school that is smaller, you tend to be more at the top.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a larger school, it's a little more difficult because like Utica had, I don't know, let's say 1,000 students taking the exam. That you're more apt to have people not do well, so it's going to bring your percentages down.
Correct.
Right? If that
Unless
makes any
you have
sense.
a small school with a bunch of people who didn't do well.
I guess you could be a small school, bad results.
Yes.
You really could be.
But it does make sense that a bigger school would have more room for error, right, so to speak.
Yes. So, all right, let me just, if I can, give you some numbers. For instance, in Herkimer County, Van Hornsville was 100% proficient, ranked number 1 in the state.
Wow, where is Van Hornsville?
Van Hornsville would be over near German Flats, over in that area.
Oh, over
just
there. Okay.
Van Hornsville would be Cherry Valley, going south down into Fort Plain, Canajoharie. So
okay.
It's over in that area, but it's in Herkimer County, and they've ranked number 1, 100% proficient. All 11 of their students
taking over the world.
Proficient. Another example, town of Webb was 91% proficient.
That's awesome.
And 22 students took the exam. But it does get a little more interesting going to Oneida County. If you look, the number 1 school for Oneida County, ranking 27th, is Oriskany Central School.
Get out.
Yeah. They did 45 students were tested. But then next on the line is ranked 75th in the state, New Hartford. 252 students took it. But then when you get down to Utica and Rome, in Utica, 1,100 students took the test, and better than 50% of them were proficient. Same thing with Rome. Although only 400 students took the test, 52% were proficient. So you see how the more students that take it, the more the grade is going to drop. Do you really even care about this? I mean, just be honest.
Well, I do care because it's an interesting gauge about how things are going, and
even in your real estate world, it plays a big role because it's important that these schools rank well.
No,
they make good districts to move into, right?
Right. I'm never allowed to deter or encourage anybody to go in a particular area based on the schools, but if they are in particular looking at certain things.
How many times do you have someone who's asking you, we want to go here because of the schools?
If they direct me,
but I'm saying
that's fine.
You get that often.
You do get it often. But to your point, yes, it is good news to indicate to people now that, sometimes you need to realize that smaller schools can be a benefit.
Travis Kelce and who's the other? What's the other? There's Travis and Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Jason loved Buffalo.
He had fun.
He had a blast.
He likes Labatt Blue Light. He likes the Canadian.
He liked the tailgating. He liked the drinking out of the bowling ball. He said he has nothing but positive to say about the Bills Mafia. Does that surprise you, Davey?
Yeah, it does, Bill.
Yeah.
I have to say,
maybe we can bring him here to be our center.
Yeah,
right.
There you go. Yeah.
Speaking of, a fan that has been a fan of the opposing team going into Highmark Stadium.
Okay.
It really wasn't that bad, and then I realized it really wasn't that bad after I went to Philadelphia as an opposing fan. It was
Philly wasn't that
leaps
bad?
no, I'm saying Buffalo was
Oh,
like
yeah.
a cakewalk compared
Well,
to Philly.
you know, I think for the most part, you know, a lot of these smaller city NFL teams are going to be a little tougher.
Yeah.
You know, the Giants tend to be a little more affluent. Giants fans tend to be. You can look around the NFL; they seem to be a little more affluent. Dallas fans they won't yell at you; they'll shoot you.
Yeah, right.
And Texas. So you know, it depends on where you are in the NFL, but for the most part, everybody's got a little something of their own. I think.
But the Philly fans are just a-holes.
These Bills fans just like to have a good time. The cameras on the outside of your car, can they detect ghosts? That is the big question that's being asked. If you have a Ring camera, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because every once in a while you'll get and we've seen a few of these sent to us, where you'll get an orb. It almost seems like there's something supernatural floating out there in front of your camera, and your camera is catching it on the camera. But, you know, that can be something as simple as light reflecting off a piece of dust. Another thing that's big is a spider's web that's kind of blowing a little bit in the wind.
Yeah, or
can
a fly.
cause all sorts of craziness. Now, a fly, the Tesla cameras, the cameras on a Tesla, people are thinking they're spotting ghosts. Teslas have cameras on them that monitor for things like pedestrians and other cars. Someone drove their Tesla into a cemetery at night, put it in park, then their touchscreen showed half a dozen people walking around, but no one was there. Do you believe any of this? I don't.
I don't know. I'd have to see the video.
Even freakier, they were in Rhode Island, right down the road from the house that inspired the movie The Conjuring. I can play a little audio if you'd like. These people were very, very freaked out by this. And again, don't get too nervous. I think it's all garbage. But here we go.
It's next to. Oh, man. Oh, God. It's next to. They're so bad.
All right, I've heard enough. I've heard enough. Some people believe the Tesla gets confused with the gravestones, or did they? Or was this really just kind of something that was staged? Today is National Irish Coffee Day.
Oh,
do
okay.
Do you slap a little something extra in your coffee?
I don't anymore.
National Irish Coffee Day is today. And beware, because there's nothing worse than the Irish coffee hangover. You don't feel well, you got a headache, and you're wide awake. Not sure you want that. Today's also National Opposite Day, if you care. Not even sure what that means.
Well, here's an idea. I'm in a great mood this morning.
Okay.
It's the opposite.
You're not in a great mood.
I just woke up on the wrong side.
Michigan is losing its head coach. What do you think of this one, Davey?
Big move to Harbaugh back to the NFL.
Going to the L.A. Chargers.
He was rumored to go to the Chargers anyway because he has a good relationship with the Spano family who owns the Chargers. And he played for the Chargers once. And you know the thing is, he's going to be playing his brother next season in Baltimore. So it's the battle of the Harbaugh brothers.
The Harbaugh brothers,
brothers.
You know,
Okay.
Jim and John.
I don't
Jim
really
and John.
have any issues with John.
They opened up a sub shop called Jimmy
Yeah.
John's.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. I've never really had a problem with John Harbaugh, and in fact, I think, you know, I'm pulling for, you know, if you have to pull for a team, I think maybe Detroit, even though they're in our division, but I'm pulling for the Ravens again. I like John, but I really am not a fan of Jim Harbaugh at all.
Are you ready to fly? You'll be heading off for a big cruise
Tomorrow afternoon.
You leave tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow morning, but
Okay.
then we're shoving off.
So what plane will be on? You'll be on. Have you checked to see which plane you're going to be on?
Southwest.
To Southwest, but you know the model of the plane.
No, I don't even want to think about it.
Boy, maybe you'll be on a Boeing 757. Probably not out of Syracuse. A Boeing 757, as if we aren't dealing with enough of these whole situations, right? Lock yourself in that seatbelt. A Boeing 757 plane lost its nose wheel right before taking off from the Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Here's another pilot telling the plane that they saw their wheel rolling away as they got ready for takeoff. I'll tell you in advance, everybody got off the plane, disembarked safely, but here's what it sounded like. Here we go.
Delta 982, this is the aircraft looking at you. One of your nose tires just came off. It just rolled off the runway behind you. So that's Delta 982. Tower, sounds like we've got a problem.
Yeah, Tower, it sounds like we have a problem.
Oh, my gosh. Well, it's something that probably you would have noticed pretty quickly if you started to speed up.
I guess. I don't even know what the nose wheel is, to be honest with you, but doesn't sound good.
Well, maybe that's the front of the landing gear.
I have no idea. I guess a nose wheel, yeah, maybe that's the case. It must have blown a tire going out or something. I have good news for Kathy in Rome. Are you ready? Davey, you have a light in there. Wow. Good, I can see you.
I just hit the switch by accident.
Do you know that we all know, right, that Belmont is getting a major upgrade, and while that happens for the next 2 years, the Belmont Stakes will be held in beautiful Saratoga.
That's right.
And they're announcing what is planned. Have you seen any of this? What's planned yet?
No.
Oh, boy. The 4-day Belmont Stakes Racing Festival that will be held in Saratoga June 6th through the 8th will feature 23 stakes worth $10.1 million. According to the New York Racing Association, 9 of the stakes will run at different distances than in previous years because of the difference in circumference of Saratoga compared to the Belmont Park. The ongoing construction of the new $455 million Belmont Park forced NYRA to move the Belmont Stakes upstate from its traditional home. In the fall and spring, summer meets traditionally held at Belmont will take place at the Aqueduct racetrack in 2024. However, the Belmont Stakes will happen, a 4-day event. This is just going to be such a boost, an economic boost.
Oh, 100%.
For Saratoga, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really a big deal. All right, Andrew has an update on the news and weather. I got to say, forecast looking fairly warm before we'll have a bit of a cool-off coming up into the weekend. If you're okay with mid-40s, you'll be okay with today and tomorrow. 6:36 at WIBX.
A lot of Cannoli's energy started to bounce back.
She has a lot of puppy moments, and she'll be 14 this summer.
What did these dog parents do for their dogs? They switched to Nature's Blend, a premium freeze-dried raw dog food made by Dr. Marty Goldstein, a veterinarian Forbes magazine called the Miracle Worker. It's the easiest way to support your dog's easy digestion, nourished skin, playful energy, and most importantly, their healthy, full life.
I'm so confident your dog will love it. Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee.
Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free full-size bag of Tilly's Treasures dog treats. They're best-selling beef liver dog treats while supplies last. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or shop in over 2,000 stores nationwide. Use the store locator to find the store closest to you. All pets are unique. Your pet's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply. Studies available upon request.
It seems like everywhere you look right now, someone is sick. This year, prepare your family for airborne invaders with Navage Nasal Care. Navage sucks out viruses, dust, and other airborne particles, all the stuff that gets trapped in your nose, making you miserable. Even better, Navage is HSA, FSA eligible. Navage is available online at Navage.com or Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Oneida County Department of Family and Community Services has immediate openings for program nurses starting at over $59,000. Nurses work a 35-hour work week conducting patient screenings and home health assessments. And the civil service exam fee is waived for 2024. Apply now at OneidaCountyJobs.com.
A healthy weight, more energy, and smooth, regular bowel movements. 3 things everyone strives for.
It's me, Chuck Norris. There's one really important thing we don't talk about enough: our health. Achy joints, digestive issues, weight gain, and fatigue. We're told these are normal signs of aging. So working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick.
Morning Kick is a revolutionary formula combining 10 different supplements in one. Probiotics that help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and several of the most powerful powerful anti-aging supplements on Earth. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, focused, and help manage stress.
Anybody can achieve great health regardless of their age.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com. Use code SUPPORT or text SUPPORT to 511-511 and claim 40% off today.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee.
Text SUPPORT to 511-511. Morning Kick. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
Rocky, buddy, what's wrong? You look kind of down.
Oh, I always get this way when the season's over.
Don't worry about it. A lot of people get depressed when the Christmas season's over.
Christmas? Humbug, I say. Christmas is just a way for other people to make money. I'm talking about the end of the football season.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rock. So what can we do to cheer you up?
Well, a party's always nice. You know, how about during the NFL championship games on Sunday, January 28th?
Hey, that's a great idea. We could do it at the Waterfront Grill in Herkimer. We can invite our friends and have sponsors, have a buffet, music, drinks, prize drawings, and we could call it a tailgate party.
Now you're getting me into the spirit of the season. We could charge $25 per person and donate all our proceeds to local charities. We can put the fun back into fundraising.
Feeling better, Rock?
I always do when I can give money away. In fact, I'm feeling so giddy, I'm buying everyone their first drink.
God bless everyone.
All right, it happens this Sunday, the annual tailgate party from 1 till 5 at the Waterfront Grill in Herkimer. It's located right off exit 30 of the New York State Thruway. Great way to shake off the post-holiday blues. All benefit, all of it, every penny raised, including your donation at the door, benefits 3 local charities: Salvation Army, the Hunger Coalition in Herkimer County, and the Herkimer County Humane Society. Sponsored by WIBX 950, Keeler in the morning, and it's this Sunday, 1 till 5 at the Waterfront Grill. All right, I've heard enough of that music since the Bills are out. It's driving me nuts. Ready, set, go.
Good morning, WIBX 950 News Time 641. I'm Andrew Derminio. We're in the upper 30s under cloudy skies, some fog in the area. Your full weather forecast is coming up. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand has announced a new bill in Congress aimed at improving mental health in underserved communities. The Mental Health Professionals Workforce Shortage Loan Repayment Act would give psychologists, social workers, and school counselors up to $250,000 in student loan forgiveness if they want to work in certain areas. Data shows 55 of New York's 62 counties don't have enough mental health professionals available. Gillibrand says this measure has bipartisan support. Applications are being accepted for the 2014 Empire State Fellows Program. The goal of this program is to attract diverse talent from New York and nationwide to fill high-profile roles in the governor's administration. The program started 12 years ago, and in that time, graduates have served in positions such as Deputy Commissioner and Chief of Staff. The deadline to apply is April 1st, and additional information is posted at ny.gov. The American Red Cross is sounding the alarm as it deals with an ongoing nationwide shortage of blood. The agency says donations have not been this low in 20 years, and that they may end up leading to delays for people who need treatment for serious illnesses or who have to undergo life-saving medical procedures. Anyone who donates through the end of the month will be entered to win a trip to Super Bowl 58. To find a clinic in your area, head to redcrossblood.org. And speaking of winning tickets to the Super Bowl, the Root Farm is pleased to announce the second annual Ultimate Sports Weekend fundraising sale, featuring 2 tickets to the Super Bowl in Las Vegas. The fundraising sale allows members of the community and beyond to purchase tickets that will enter them into a drawing to win the following prize. You'll get 2 tickets to the big game on Sunday, February 11th, 2024 in Las Vegas, a $1,000 gift card toward travel and accommodations, as your airfare and lodging are not included, and tickets are $100 a person. The drawing will take place on Monday, January 29th, and you can visit rootfarm.org to purchase a ticket. WIBX 950 News Time 643, your weather forecast, is according to Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint. brought to you by IBEW Nika 43 Local.
From Eyewitness News, Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. Today, murky, mild areas of drizzle, patchy fog early, then mainly dry before light rain returns late day. A high near 45. Tonight, occasional rain, areas of drizzle, patchy fog, relatively mild, a low near 40. And tomorrow, breezy, damp, and mild periods of rain early. Taper to spotty sprinkles, a high near 45. For more near local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
39 degrees under mostly cloudy skies with some fog. It is 6:44.
Hi, this is Scott Hayes.
And this is Jill Hayes from New York Sash.
You know, honey, the first time you said, never let a window salesperson into your home, I thought you were nuts. But you were right.
Like there was really any doubt.
Seriously, so many people have told us how nice it is to shop in our beautiful showroom where there's never any high pressure.
Yep, and it's even nicer when we can help people save.
Like right now, buy 2 New York Sash windows and get 1 free.
We get slow during the winter and we need to stay busy, so you get the best deal we make all year. Buy 2 windows, get 1 free.
Buy 4, get 2 free.
Buy 6 windows, get 3 free. There's no end to the savings.
And there's no need to invite a pushy salesperson into your home. Instead, stop by the New York Sash Idea and Design Center, where you can browse at your convenience.
We're open Monday through Saturday on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro.
These savings are only available for a limited time, so come in today. And as always,
let our family take care of your family.
Are you ready to smell better naked? I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the OBGYN creator of Lumi, the whole body deodorant that's clinically proven to control odor for 72 hours on pits, feet, privates, and beyond. It's pH optimized to safely and effectively control odor anywhere you have it, but wish you didn't. Plus, it's proven to work better than a shower with soap alone. Whether you shower twice a day or 3 times a week, Lumi works better. And who doesn't want zero body odor? With over 200,000 5-star reviews, I'm so sure you're going to love it, or you can return it for free.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code NAKED and get an extra $5 off a Lumi starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, free product of your choice, and ships free with code NAKED. LumeDeodorant.com, code NAKED, for an extra $5 off a Lumi starter pack. Love it or return it for free. That's LumeDeodorant.com, code NAKED.
Hopping everywhere, man. Hopping everywhere, man. Across the valley, it's a bear, man. I breathe the adder on the care, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Ilion, Stittsville, Middleville, Verona, Paris, Oneida, Ava, Vienna, Little Falls, Yorkville, Barneville and Boonville, Sherrill, Frankfurt, Mohawk, Hartford, Clayville, Marcy, Utica, Whitesboro, Russia, Clinton, Roman, Island, Patton. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. I swim the Erie Canal, man. Counted every lake in Old Forge, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Sylvan Beach, Yorkville, Westmowat, Clark Mills, Remsen, Barnerville, Sangerfield and Camden, Waterville, Clayville, Flooded, Castle, Vernon, Annville, Oriskany, Ohio, Columbia to Richfield, Jordanville to Steuben, Springfield, Skyler Lake, Brookfield, Cleveland. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. The turkey joints in Rome, man. Greensboro, Leon, Bleecker, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Clayville, Remsen, New York Mills, Waterville, Cornhill, Lake Delta, Madison, Bonneville, Litchfield, Manheim, Danube, Herkimer, Newport, Poland, Warren, Webb, Anstark, Fly Creek, Morrisville, Fort Lake, Schuyler, Hamilton, Payne, Sound, Leonardson, and Berlin. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Shot a deer with a Remington gun, man. Lost my brakes on Vickerman Hill, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
But I ain't been there, and I'm never going either.
Prison?
Well, I've been to the prison. Not as an inmate.
Oh, as a visitor. Just
there.
Visiting.
I got some comments and a few follow-ups from yesterday. We'll get to coming up in a second. Kathy in Rome. Hello, Kathy. Good morning.
Hey, Kathy.
Good morning.
I have to tell you, I am so excited that I'm going to stay down there them 4 days. And also, we are, for the first time ever, attending the Belmont Stakes Gala.
Nice.
Where we can meet all the bigwigs and everything.
Well, that's going to be a blast.
So I am all excited. The last year's Belmont winner and the trainer and everything is going to be there, and see everybody in their fine clothes and whatever. So
Do you wear a nice hat, like a big hat, something like that?
I don't go
Kathy's
for
never
the
been
hat.
a hat person.
Not a hat girl.
No.
But I will dress to the nines. I promise.
Okay, we'll have to see some photos of that there, Kathy.
All right, I will do that.
All right, cool. All right, yeah, it's very exciting to have that along with the regular thoroughbred racing and the Travers and all that coming to Saratoga. What a year it's going to be for Saratoga. It's really, really cool.
The financial input it's going to
No
make
doubt.
in the whole
Yeah.
area.
It's a big deal.
And to have the Belmont Stakes up here, it's going to be wonderful.
I agree 100%, Kathy. It's going to be very cool. Can't wait because, in June, the weather will be much nicer than it is right now. So.
Definitely.
Hopefully.
All right. Thank you, Kathy.
All right, enjoy your day. Bye-bye.
You do the
Bye,
same.
Kathy.
Thank you so much. But conservative John in Boonville, I guarantee this. So he sent us a picture of a male who is trying to bond through breastfeeding with a baby. And it's a sling that you'd put over your shoulder.
Yes, I've seen these.
And literally it allows for a bottle to go there, and it's
like a fake breast.
It's like the baby's breastfeeding with the guy. So I guarantee this stupid thing was made in China, but I can guarantee you you would never see a man in China wearing one. They are so laughing at us, which is why they will take over us, overtake us as the world's superpower. Okay, I look at things this way. If you're a guy that wants to bond that way with your baby, do you want to buy that?
It's consumerism, you got a product available.
But beyond that, I don't really care. Like, if that's what you're doing, well, why would I care what you're doing, right? And as a matter of fact, Andrew, I don't want to know some of the things that you do.
Well, that's right. You wouldn't want to
put
know
it
that
out of my
either.
mind right now.
I'd
I
like
don't
to
want
forget some of them. No, but I think a lot of it too is that there is a lot of that. Just let everybody do what they want to do
what
in
they
the
want
comfort
to
of their own
do.
home.
I just feel like we are.
There's some oversharing going on.
We are
in the
way
world.
too. Well, part of it is self-inflicted, right? We're putting everything on Facebook
or Tickle Talk. Or
I'm just going to start when people post their breakfast. And they post their meal. Usually you see it a lot at dinner time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to start posting, that looks terrible.
You ate that? Really?
Yucko. Yucko. I wouldn't eat that. Somebody forced me to. Just to keep people going, keep the blood flowing a little bit. John in Bridgewater. Jesus turned water into wine, and all the apostles got blank-faced. And then they had a blank. What's his opinion on this? So this was the guy that was on yesterday. Griffo's alleged opponent at this point. He still has to get signatures and make it on the ballot. I got a lot of comments from Cindy in Rome. Says, does this gentleman really believe that someone would rather be on welfare than to be employed and be able to choose where you live, what you can drive, and where your kids can go to school? I do think that for the average person.
She also added, does he really think people are making a killing on welfare?
Right, and that is, if you are at a level where, and there are probably people out there that generational living on welfare, but the reality is you're living usually in a pretty horrible place.
Yeah,
and maybe there are some people that are okay with that, but for the average person, Cindy, I'm with you. I wouldn't want it. And the other part of this is we forget that with welfare, there are oftentimes people that are down on their luck, having a tough time, and welfare has helped them get a what would it be, a leg up, and then
back on their feet,
and then they get back on their feet. So you hope that's what it's for. That's what it is for. Matt and Clinton, BNY Mellon and Oriskany closed its offices. Some workers laid off. We should look into that. But what fact is this? Lance, Bill, prove me wrong. What has Griffo ever accomplished? Lance, this is getting tiring.
Too numerous.
If listen, Lance, I want you to stay with a straight face. Look in my eyes right now. And with a straight face, I want you to say The guy that's, and no matter, listen, I understand your feelings on Joe. And but I'm saying, look at me in the eyes and say, yep, I'd rather have that guy as my state senator. and if you can do that with a straight face, Lance, I'll now know how to judge your comments forever going forward.
Yeah.
Do not read this on the air. Let's do it. Yes, Debbie, it's out, and you'll have it, and joy and happiness for all.
Yes.
All right.
Justin in Mohawk, he was also reflecting on the Fiaco interview. Joe Griffo just sealed his re-election with your listeners. OMG.
Yeah. Oh, boy. And Big Honey. Ha, 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 ha. I love this blank. Great show. Some people just love a good train wreck, and that's Big Honey in Hecla. Yesterday, in the middle of all of it, Scott Flansburgh stepped up and said, I know where there's a cat pen. So, at a school, I know where they've allowed this to happen at a school. And I'm like, okay, where? And he said, it's around here. It's a local school. Really? And, you gotta be careful when you tell me stuff. Because I run with crap.
Yeah.
So, I get hyper-focused.
Mm-hmm.
And I did yesterday. So, during the break, and I'm not going to announce the school, but he said, yeah, they have a special gymnasium where, and I love Scott, but Scott, oh boy, please don't jump down the rabbit hole. No mathematical equation will get you out. Anyway, so he told us the school, but then switched and said it was another school in Brooklyn or something. But that's not local. But anyway, he told us the school, right?
Yes.
He told. Did he tell you? Did you hear it?
Oh, I heard it. Yeah, I heard it. Yeah.
Well, what do we do next with that? I immediately called the school after the show. I gotta know, and because let me tell you, if kids are going to the corner and defecating in a cat pan at the school, come on, a little logic. Do you really think schools are allowing this? Can you imagine the other 30 kids in the classroom or the gymnasium being like, I just watched so-and-so pull their pants down and go right in front of me?
Or who cleans, I know at my house I clean the litter box for our cats. Who cleans the litter box?
Is it the litter box that clumps?
Oh, yeah. It must be, right?
Oh, the lightweight.
Maybe it's
I like
a self-cleaning one.
The lightweight stuff is good. Yeah. I mean, you barely feel like you're carrying anything. All right, so we called the school. And I'm not going to announce the school because I don't want to drag them into this. But Scott, your equations are right. You're amazing at telling me what day I was born. But on the cat pan issue, I can only tell you the school has issued the following statement. Not now, not ever, anywhere on campus or any property involving students at the school has there ever been a student identifying as anything furry. Additionally, not now, not ever, yesterday, today, tomorrow, there has never been a cat pen even in the school. We don't even have a cat that's like a mascot, and we have a cat pen for the cat.
Yeah, like a little bit of a
emotional
support cat.
Nowhere at this school does it exist. Now, you can, and I'm not necessarily talking to Scott, but you as a person can now do what most people do today and say, I don't believe it. I think they're hiding something. Okay, again, show me the logic. Why would they do it? Why would they allow it? Why would they hide it? Don't you think parents at that district would be up in arms right now because their kid watched little Johnny go in the corner into a cat pan and do his duty? Think about this with a little logic. Or go down the crazy rabbit hole.
That's what it is.
People are laughing at you, but go down the crazy rabbit hole. Sadly, there are a lot of people that believe it. I'm just telling you. I'm not saying, I'm just saying, once again, zero evidence. And then when you add logic to it, it doesn't make sense, right?
It
just doesn't make sense.
It's kooky.
We alone are like just take our building for example. Nothing can happen here without somebody leaking it, no pun intended, out, right? Somebody's going to say, "Did you see what so and so did?" Mm-hmm. Everybody knows. You can't keep secrets like this. Well, that's how I knew it was going on. No, you didn't. Somebody said it was happening. We also, as human beings, love to make sure people believe, because we believe it's true. We believe the other side is so crazy that it's true. So we love to say, no, it's true. I have a very close friend whose brother works there, and he has photos. And then you go to the brother and ask for the photos. Nobody has photos. It's all, you have to believe this story. Anyway, Scott Flansburgh, the greatest human calculator in the world. On Cap Pen Discovery, he's falling short. Sorry, Scott. Got a break. News is coming up next.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica, Rome, W295DI Utica, Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
Instead of giving up, she's giving it back. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Nikki Haley moving on to South Carolina instead of dropping out of the Republican race like many Trump supporters want. And campaigning there last night, Haley responded to the former president's victory speech in New Hampshire, critical of her staying in.
He pitched a fit. He was insulting. He was doing what he does, but I know that's what he does when he's insecure. I know that's what he does when he is threatened, and he should feel threatened.
South Carolina holds the next contested GOP primary next month. Today, former President Trump is expected back in court in New York, where he may testify at a civil defamation trial he calls a fake case and election interference. Author E. Jean Carroll, who won $5 million in damages at the first trial, seeks $10 million more, claiming the former president sexually assaulted her decades ago and then defamed her, denying it. President Biden has more union support.
The UAW is endorsing Joe Biden for president of the United States.
That's UAW leader Sean Fain, and the president told auto workers in Washington they have each other's backs after he supported them during their strike last fall against Ford, GM, and Stellantis. Republicans keep blaming President Biden for record illegal immigration, and Senator Ted Cruz is critical of the Democrats' compromise plan for border security.
This supplemental bill is a kamikaze plane in a box canyon with no exit, headed for a train wreck.
Texas still not allowing Border Patrol to get into a park in Eagle Pass to cut razor wire the state put up to keep migrants out after the Supreme Court ordered Texas to allow the wire cutting.
Many Democrats want Biden to stand up to Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Here's Congressman Joaquin Castro writing, quote, Governor Abbott is using the Texas National Guard to obstruct and create chaos at the border. POTUS needs to establish sole federal control of the Texas National Guard now. Governor Abbott responding with a scathing statement accusing Biden of being a lawless president.
That's Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. America's listening to Fox News.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Progressive presents 10 things on a food truck owner's to-do list that are harder than getting a commercial auto insurance quote. Stocking the fridge, prepping the stations, finding employees that get along well, finding employees that actually do their job. Looking at you, Gary. Balancing the books, balancing the flavors, having a fresh menu and fresh produce and fresh meat, but never a fresh mouth. But the easiest thing on a small business owner's to-do list? Seeing if you can save on commercial auto insurance. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
Good morning. WIBX 950 News Time 7:03. I'm Andrew Derminio. We're at 38 degrees under cloudy skies. Your full weather forecast is coming up. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand has announced a new bill in Congress aimed at improving mental health in underserved communities. The Mental Health Professionals Workforce Shortage Loan Repayment Act. would give psychologists, social workers, and school counselors up to $250,000 in student loan forgiveness if they want to work in certain areas. Data shows 55 of New York's 62 counties don't have enough mental health professionals available. Gillibrand says this measure has bipartisan support. Applications are being accepted for the 2024 Empire State Fellows Program. The goal of this program is to attract diverse talent from New York and nationwide to fill high-profile roles in the governor's administration. The program started 12 years ago, and in that time, graduates have served in positions such as deputy commissioner and chief of staff. The deadline to apply is April 1st, and additional information is posted at ny.gov. The American Red Cross is sounding the alarm as it deals with an ongoing nationwide shortage of blood. The agency says donations have not been this low in 20 years, and that may end up leading to delays for people who need treatment for serious illnesses or have to undergo life-saving medical procedures. Anyone who donates through the end of the month will be entered to win a trip to Super Bowl 58. To find a clinic in your area, head to redcrossblood.org. A local organization is giving away 2 tickets to the Super Bowl and 2 tickets to the PGA Phoenix Open on Saturday, February 11th. The Root Farm is pleased to announce the second annual Ultimate Sports Weekend fundraising sale, featuring 2 tickets to the Super Bowl in Vegas. The fundraising allows members of the community and beyond to purchase tickets that will enter them into a drawing to win the following prizes. The Root Farm is a great organization. You can learn more at rootfarm.org. But if you are selected, you will win 2 tickets to the big game on Sunday, February 11th, 2024 in Las Vegas, and a $1,000 gift card toward your travel and accommodations, as airfare and lodging are not included. Tickets are $100 a person, and you can purchase those tickets at rootfarm.org. And speaking of cats, a pet cat and good timing are being credited with saving a woman's life and salvaging much of a residence after a mobile home fire in Fresno, California Tuesday. A Fresno fire spokesperson said a pet cat nudged a woman awake after she had left a stovetop burner on, which started the fire. A fire engine on a training exercise was in the area when the fire was reported and responded within a minute to the call. The woman safely escaped the fire and suffered only minor smoke exhalation, according to the fire department.
You know, these things can happen. You got to be very, very careful and not be an idiot. I'm going to tell you, yesterday I try to, every day, I think eggs are good for you, right?
Oh, very much
I love
so.
eggs.
Good source of protein.
So every day I have some form of an egg, every day. Might be a scrambled egg, might be a sunny side up. What's your favorite, Davey? Might be a deviled egg.
I do like my mom's deviled eggs and scrambled.
Yeah, they're really good. What are you eating now?
Chocolate chip cookie.
Chocolate chip cookies.
No, chocolate chip muffin.
Ooh.
Oh.
Wow. You know, the chocolate chip muffin over at Dave's Diner is something I still crave. They grill it and add butter. It's just
They have all sorts of muffin flavors you can get.
Anyway, our stove has, on the one burner, it has the outside burner, but when you cut it down, it has a little burner on the inside that's small. And so yesterday at around 1 o'clock, and I met with some people that you know yesterday, and I'm getting my omelet all done. I got everything done. I consumed it, put everything away, cleaned everything up, boom, done. That's 1 o'clock yesterday. Last night, we had a dinner with a bid farewell to Dr. Hall. That was awesome. And I never realized what an amazing photographer he is.
Did he show you some stuff?
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, he sent me some stuff.
His work is so good. Anyway, so listen to this. We get home. The lights are off. It's 8:30.
You made scrambled eggs?
No. No. I get home. The burner is still on.
Oh, geez.
From 1 o'clock?
From 1 o'clock. Yep.
Your gas bill.
And I didn't see it because it was the littler one,
small one,
and I did not even realize I must have left it on. With the lights on, you wouldn't see it. But when you when you come home and the lights are off, you totally can see it. Just think about how bad that could have been, and then how much worse it could have been if the flame had gone out,
and then the gas
was just pumping through the house. So let me just say that the description of what happened there and the aftermath of that from my wife was rough.
I was just going to ask you, how was Allie?
How was her reaction,
Yeah.
Davey? Yeah, not good. Not good at all. So I'm just saying I can see how
Would your cat have
something
saved
can
your
happen.
lives? You think your cat loves you enough?
I think the cat would have been secretly just laughing at us, to be honest.
Let
with
him
you.
burn.
Let him burn, yeah. Okay, Andrew, we have a weather forecast that is warmed up. This is our January thaw right now.
That's true, and your weather forecast is brought to you by Home and Hospital Medical Supplies and Service, carrying a wide selection of home medical equipment. Call them at 315-724-6767. Online, they're at h&hmedicalny.com.
From Eyewitness News, Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. Today, murky, mild areas of drizzle, patchy fog early, then mainly dry before light rain returns late day, a high near 45. Tonight, occasional rain, areas of drizzle, patchy fog, relatively mild, a low near 40. And tomorrow, breezy, damp, and mild periods of rain early, taper to spotty sprinkles, a high near 45. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
38 degrees, cloudy skies. It is 7:10. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43 Local. Saquon Barkley still believes in the value of an NFL running back. The upcoming free agent recently said he doesn't agree that running backs don't deserve money. When asked if he could see himself wearing a new uniform next year, Barkley admitted to not thinking about it until he was tagged last season. He also said he didn't realize how much of a business it is until going through the negotiations. Jim Harbaugh is making his return to the NFL. The Los Angeles Chargers and Harbaugh have agreed to terms for the national champion winning coach to take over as the franchise's next head coach. Harbaugh returns to the NFL after serving as the head coach at the University of Michigan since 2015. The 60-year-old was the coach of the 49ers from 2011 to 2014, where he racked up a record of 44-19-1 and led the team to 3 straight trips to the NFC Championship game. Harbaugh wrapped up his 15-year NFL playing career with the Chargers in 2000. Music to my ears, a beautiful sight to see. The Green Bay Packers have moved on from their defensive coordinator. The team announced Wednesday Joe Barry was let go from his position. The move comes after head coach Matt LaFleur told reporters earlier in the week he was just starting the process of the offseason. Barry was under heavy scrutiny during the season after those big losses to the Buccaneers and Panthers. We actually didn't lose to the Panthers. That story is incorrect. They almost did. They gave up 30 points to the Panthers, who struggled on offense the entire season. But definitely good news that Barry is out of that position. ESPN reports he may still remain with the team in some capacity. What else do I have here? Syracuse, Smitty, when do they play next? They're playing
Saturday night, 7 o'clock against NC State. They're honoring Dave Bing, former teammate of Jim Boeheim.
Yep.
Awesome.
They were mingling at the last game.
I think the game is on the ACC network.
That would be a big win for Syracuse that they now need after a debacle with Florida State.
Well, I was telling you earlier.
Yeah.
Scott got me in on this quad ranking, so I looked at it. They were 62 before they tipped off against Florida State on Tuesday. After they lost, 83. Took a big hit for their
That's a big
March
hit.
Madness.
Yep.
They got
big hit.
Plenty of opportunities, though. The season is still young. So, Bill, I talked to Dr. Tim Delmedico yesterday, and he said people are starting to hear us, and people are starting to take advantage of the fact that their pain can be cured with soft wave tissue regeneration technology at Revive Soft Wave Therapy on Genesee Street in Utica. It's a groundbreaking therapy. It's a technology that was developed in Germany and has made its way to Genesee Street. It's a game changer. It's non-invasive, free from pills, those monthly or quarterly injections, and downtime, which means you get the treatment, you could resume regular activity that you enjoy immediately after. It's so effective, it's even used by NFL teams, the Cleveland Clinic and the Mayo Clinic, and it's not limited to common pain areas. It also addresses neuropathy, plantar fasciitis, carpal tunnel syndrome, TMJ, and more. The treatment is quick, boasting an outstanding 90% success rate, and it works by high-speed sound waves, stimulating your blood flow and stem cells to your impacted area, which promotes natural healing, and it works. If you've exhausted other options in pursuit of relief, call Revive Soft Wave Therapy. Don't let pain dictate your life when there is a solution available. You can see video testimonials, see how the treatment is conducted at reviveutica.com. That's reviveutica.com. Or reach out to Dr. Tim Del Medico at 315-725-8427. Visit reviveutica.com to reclaim a life free from debilitating pain. Take that step towards a pain-free future today.
In America, you're innocent until proven guilty.
Yes.
Although we do a pretty good job of passing judgment. Great Britain, Canada, things are a little bit different there. And in addition to that, they're really big on not releasing a charge until an arrest is made, and they handle things much differently. But this story goes back. I don't know if you saw this yesterday. It was sent to us.
Yes.
About the hockey players, and one of them. Which one was the one who played in Utica?
It was. Well, I got to
Cal Foote.
Cal Foote.
Cal, yes.
So Cal Foote, who played for the Utica Comets,
Still does
play for the Utica Comets. Well, I believe, and we can confirm this, but I believe he is on no charges. This is important. You're innocent until proven guilty here.
Mm-hmm.
No charges have been officially filed, but there's a woman claiming that when he, along with 5 other NHL players, one former NHL player, that there was a sexual assault while he was a member of the 2018 World Junior Hockey Team. And these players are said to be pending. The charges are said to be pending, and the players are said to be
on leave.
I believe on leave at this point.
Yeah.
But Foote is among 5 players that are being accused by this woman. Now,
it's
remember,
actually 2 New Jersey players.
Michael McLeod. Did I say that right? McLeod. 2 Jersey players. Is a Flyers player, a Calgary Flames player, and a former NHL player who now plays in Europe. So, but this story first came out like last year, I believe. We first saw this story.
Yes.
So this is not. It is while these
but now the chickens are coming to roost.
While this development is new, the story has been around for a little while. So, all right, coming up, we'll talk to Dr. Shemaleski, Dr. Zielinski, as you're trying to get through the winter months, and before you know it, it's going to be turning. We'll be heading into the springtime. You'll be able to get out and do all that exercise, all those things to make you feel better. And we'll speak with the doctors coming up in a second. Later in the hour, Hobica's free money question of the day. It's a chance for you to win $200. Is that where you're at today?
Yeah.
$200 today from the Hobica Law Firm. Joseph and Andrew Hobica will do that at 7:35. Also, Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers Wanted Person of the Week is coming up in a few minutes. UPD is our agency, police agency that's handling it this week, and it's up on our site, WIBX950.com.
You work hard for a living here in the Mohawk Valley. You make a difference. You leave your mark. You deserve a financial advisor who works hard for you.
Local, prudent, and trustworthy. Van Meter & Van Meter are your full-service financial professionals. I'm Chris Van Meter, and I've spent my life helping people with financial planning, investing for the future, managing their wealth, planning their taxes, thinking about their legacy.
And I'm Dave Van Meter. Our team offers you the deep bench of financial professionals you deserve. We have the education, the experience, and the tools to make a difference for your future. Visit us at VanMeterLLC.com.
We're Van Meter & Van Meter. Call us at 315-823-9200 or visit us in Little Falls, Schuyler, or Palatine Bridge.
Securities and advisory services offered through Cattery Grant & Company Incorporated, a registered investment advisor and member FINRA SIPC. Van Meter & Van Meter LLC and Cattery Grant & Company Incorporated are separate entities.
Is your bank account tapped out after the holidays?
But you need a brand new all-wheel drive SUV to power through the snow.
Then get more for $24 at Destination Kia of Utica with no money down leases on all-wheel drive SUVs.
Like a brand new 2024 Kia Sportage LX all-wheel drive SUV for just $448 per month for 36 months.
And that's with zero down, zero due at inception, even sales tax included.
Get a no money down lease and keep your tax refund.
Plus, get a 50-inch smart TV included with every new or certified pre-owned Kia.
Now that's kooky!
So go kooky for Kia at Destination Kia of Utica. Puppies and babies not included.
2024 Kia Sportage LX all-wheel drive, stock number 2400197, MSRP $30,750, 36 months, 30,000 mile lease, 20 cents per mile over, 0 due in inception, $0 security deposit, 8.75% sales tax, and $650 acquisition fee included in payment structure, $400 disposition fee, 720 plus FICO score, TV retail value $300, prior orders excluded, offer expires 1/31/2024.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers, but for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Up to half the cost for the same thing. 50% the money for 100% the same thing. I hope I'm making myself clear. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single-line 5GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single-line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team. Whitesboro is a leading school system in central New York with 7 schools, 3,100 students, and holding a 92% graduation rate. You can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Perfect for retirees with extra time. Help drive our future leaders with Whitesboro Central School Transportation. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
Are you or a loved one dealing with physical issues? Are you about to have a corrective surgery? Be prepared and take the stress out of recovery. Visit Home and Hospital Medical Supply in the new Hartford Shopping Center. From mobility aids to home safety equipment, they carry it all. Whether it's a heating pad for back relief or a knee brace for that sports injury, they now even have light therapy equipment to fight seasonal depression. Home and Hospital Medical Supply. Care with convenience. Online at hnhmedicalny.com.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE, Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
There's my mic. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Thursday, which means tomorrow's Friday, which means the weekend is coming. If you care, happy birthday today out to Terry Johnson.
Yes, happy birthday.
This isn't some Stern Show setup you're doing over here?
This is not.
Are you sure?
That would have been. It would have been something that rhymes with Terry, but not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. let's listen in. Terry is a musician, and he has this really cool thing that he does. He makes guitars out of
everyday
everything.
items.
Everything. And for Comets fans and Pioneers fans, he has made a guitar out of a hockey stick. Check this out. Not bad for a hockey stick, right? You guys see that? Hey! That's really good.
He's done all sorts of stuff. I think he was on Rachel Ray for the frying pan.
Yeah, the frying pan one is a good one. He has the just everything you could think of,
like a motorcycle.
I think even if you had an idea to say, "Hey, could you make a guitar out of this?" He might be able to. He might be able to do it.
He's done it out of a hoe, a garden hoe.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Anyway, happy birthday to Terry Johnson, celebrating his birthday. I believe it's today, Davey. Am I right?
Right.
Okay, thanks. All right, in studio right now is Dr. Zielinski, Dr. Shomolewski from the Falcon Clinic. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, before we get into what you want to talk about, we're going to try to save a copay here if we can. Can we?
As always.
Obviously, if anybody has any questions, 315-736-0186. And I want to, it's funny, I have a friend who was just telling me last night. Now, I never even paid any attention to shingles. But since in the last year, my dad had a very bad case.
HIPAA violation.
Sorry about that. And my wife, my mother-in-law, all of these people are getting shingles. Yeah. So if you've had chicken pox, you're vulnerable. I don't know who wants to take that. Yeah. But this friend, who's just a little bit younger than me, said there's no noticeable. This has just started. No noticeable lesions or any blisters or anything like that. But the pain that he's going through on his skin in 2 or 3 different places is excruciating. Does that sound like shingles to you guys?
It certainly sounds like it could be.
Yeah.
If they haven't, I'd recommend that that person get checked out by a physician immediately.
And
so
now,
figure out
too
what the
late,
next steps
because
could be.
sometimes I've heard people talk about having shingles where it's so bad it can get into their eyes and can get extremely severe.
Yeah, we've seen that before, unfortunately. Yeah. And it's interesting that you brought up shingles because the topic that we want to talk about today is annual physicals. And one of the many things that we review in an annual physicals is whether or not people are up to date on their immunizations, including but not limited to Shingrix.
I would ask both of you on this. Are you both good with getting the shingles? It's a 2-shot vaccination. Are you both good with it?
So I'm sure just like myself, and Doc's been practicing for quite a bit longer than me, I've seen quite a few cases of shingles in my career, and it looks, like you said, and I'm sure your relatives can attest, a miserable condition.
Yeah.
I'm not quite 50 yet, but I kid you not, my 50th birthday present to myself is I'm going to march myself over to the pharmacy and get jabbed because that is one I'd rather try my luck with the shot than with the disease itself.
Okay, Doc,
so that's the age, right? About 50, you said?
So
my wife had it before 50.
The guidelines say everybody should get it at 50 if they have not had shingles before, and if they have a prior history of chickenpox, which most people do.
And even after you have shingles, you should still get the shot?
You should wait about a half a year.
Okay.
But then once that waiting period is over, kind of like it's not a good idea to get a COVID shot immediately after you get COVID.
Right. Yep.
But about 6 months after you've recovered from the shingles, you should definitely get vaccinated.
Yeah.
And we do give them to people before age 50 if they're immunocompromised in certain ways, if maybe they're on chemo for cancer or something like that, or if they have had a history of shingles before age 50.
You agree with all of that, Dr. Shemowski?
I do. We're kind of in a dilemma right now because we're on the cusp of a new age when it comes to things like vaccines.
Yeah.
Some of our previous vaccines, they're done in a traditional way, and pretty much people understand how they're done in terms of growing the virus in an egg and then purifying it, isolating it, killing it, or attenuate, et cetera, et cetera. So you have, for measles, mumps, rubella, have DPT shots and stuff, flu shots, which I'm very supportive of. We mentioned the shingle shots there, pneumonia shots. But now we're in a new era. With some of these other things, there's a big controversy in the scientific community with these new platforms, these messenger RNA things, And I don't want to get into that. That's I'm sorry.
Which we used for COVID?
Well, we used for COVID, and then also some of these newer shots coming in now using the platform, and that's a whole radio program in and of itself, But in general, I would say that yes, we're in favor of vaccinations. They have been shown to be effective.
If I could add one thing to that very quickly. So in the annual physical, we review a lot of things, people up to date on their cancer screenings, their vaccines, but one of the things that we really pride ourselves on at the Falcon Clinic, as you know, is we don't ram medications down people's throat. We don't ram vaccines down people's throat. Now, if people want those things, we are happy to get them for them.
Right.
But Dr. Shimoleski and I, as the docs, will let the patient know what is out there, but then we'll absolutely respect their autonomy when all is said and done in accordance with their preferences and their values and stuff like that.
Based on what I've seen, I think I'm leaning towards although I've been saying it for about 3 months, I'm leaning towards that shingles vaccine.
Yeah. But one thing, Dr. Zielinski and I, we've talked about this thing of the annual physicals as being a conversation.
Yes.
And that's the way we look at it. In fact, you had an interesting take on it. Everybody thinks about, the health, the life, prolongation of life and stuff. And you actually started at the other end as one of the reasons for an annual physical that you want to talk.
The universe is a chaotic place?
Well, that too, but about end-of-life decisions and so forth.
Yes. So one of the talking points that I have in my annual physical, which I review with everybody, regardless of age, regardless of medical comorbidities is the concept of advanced directives. You know, do you want to be, if God forbid, for some unknown reason your heart stops right now, do you want me to do CPR on you to try to bring you back? Do you have a healthcare proxy? Do you have a living will? And I think that everybody, again, regardless of every adult, regardless of age, regardless of medical comorbidities, should have that. And in fact, one of the metrics that we're held accountable to as per New York State is if those documents exist, the healthcare proxy, the living will, and so on and so forth, they want a copy in your primary care doctor's office so it could be in your chart, just so your doctor can know your wishes.
How do you handle, so the person prematurely is having some sort of a health crisis, and family members are like, no, you have to do A, B, and C. And all of a sudden the EMTs are saying, well, this is what the proxy says. We're really. Does it mean they aren't able to at that point?
I'll let you take it. You have more experience in emergency situations like that.
Yeah.
And you're right. Being in the emergency room, you probably
saw it. And it gets to be a really dicey situation, and that's why we wanted to bring this thing up. Everybody thinks, okay, I'm going to go here for check my blood sugar, my my weight, all these things and so forth there. But that's for the individual patient. But the patient is involved with their family. And when you talk about end-of-life directives and things like that, when somebody is in the ICU on a ventilator, now you've got the aunt, the uncle, the son, the daughter, somebody flew in from Alaska, and they have all these different opinions, and nobody knows what the loved one wants. And it can tear families apart.
Yeah. Which is why it's good to have your wishes in writing ahead of time, if at all possible.
But if those wishes are in writing, the family can't overrule.
The patient, if the patient is of sound mind, or if the patient was of sound mind when those documents were written, no dementia or anything like that, then the patient's the boss. And it's
so you should take the decisions you make when filling out your proxy. You should take that very seriously.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because it's not just the individual; it's their family, it's their loved ones, and what'll happen after we've passed. None of us know what our expiration date is. It's not like a can of milk.
Right.
As a result of that.
Actually, thank goodness for that, because I don't know that I would like to know the day.
I don't think I would either.
And which is why it's a good thing just to have your affairs in order.
But Woody Allen, he once said, "Look, I don't have any problem with death. It's just that when it happens, personally, I don't want to be there."
True.
I
like that line. That's a good line.
And Bill, if I could pick your brain on something real quick, I know something that you're very passionate about is cancer screening, and obviously we do quite a bit of that in the annual physical as well. Mammogram, colonoscopy, pap smear. Do you mind sharing a little bit about that from your own personal experience?
Well, the fact is that I'm waiting on a colonoscopy right now, and I need to make that phone call because I'm due again. But there are so many different things you can do today. For me, the experience for me, and I said this several times, but I'll say it again. I was procrastinating. There were symptoms for probably about a year, and I am of belief, after speaking with my physician at the time, that when I first started getting symptoms and followed I was 53 when I got my colonoscopy. Had I followed the rules of getting it when my doctor told me to get it, I probably never would have had to have cancer or a colon surgery.
Right.
It would have been caught and removed. A polyp would have been removed before it ever became cancerous. So if you can catch it before, whether it's all types of cancers, not all, but obviously many of them, catching it early, you could save your life.
Yeah, the one cancer there that the gastroenterologists, they show us the graphs there, is that doing as many colonoscopies and polypectomies that they do, taking out polyps, is that they've actually shown a downward trend in colon cancer in the United States and Europe there.
But like you said,
that's good.
That's a big deal.
For the people out there who don't want a colonoscopy or can't have a colonoscopy, there are other ways to screen for colon cancer. There's fecal occult blood testing that can be done once a year. There's the Cologuard, the kind of poop in a box test that you do at home that can be done once every 3 years. And then there are people who are more high risk, who have a family history and stuff like that, who should definitely follow with a gastroenterologist.
Yeah, there's really no reason why you shouldn't be getting tested, especially for colon cancer.
Well, I think one of the reasons is, and I'm going to pick on our own gender, men specifically, we don't want to be told what to do.
Yeah.
We don't want to go to the doctor, and we preempt it by saying, look, I'm going to go there, and they're going to tell me what to do. They're going to push a bunch of pills on me and everything else. Well, most doctors don't do that. I know at the Falcon Clinic we don't. One of the reasons we wanted to come on and talk about this is for us, when somebody comes to us, we don't have all the answers, okay, and make the decisions. An annual physical exam really is a conversation. And we don't work for the government. We don't work for the IRS. We work for the patient. If the patient says, Dr. Zielinski mentioned colonoscopy, I don't want a colonoscopy. Well, are there other options?
There are. Yeah.
Okay?
And that's the beauty of it today.
Cologuard.
There are other options today.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I've had people who say, like smoking, for example. We talk a little bit about that, and they'll say, you know what, doctor, I love to smoke, and I'm not going to give it up.
Yeah.
Well, we might have a little discussion, but I'll tell you, I'd like to have him come back, and we could maybe continue that discussion
maybe
a little
we can
bit.
get him a CAT scan to screen for lung cancer.
Well, maybe that,
Yeah,
if they want. But it's
sometimes I think
conversation.
we as guys feel that that it's, if you ignore it, I mean, put your head in the sand type concept. That it's going to somehow go away, or you don't want to get the bad news.
Right.
Sure.
Those are all things that I
we
think
play
I
the
kind
we
of
play the odds.
Yeah,
and that's what medicine is too. By the way, is
Right.
playing the odds.
Yep.
And I'd rather have the odds in my favor.
I agree.
But
Correct.
if it means going to the doctor and they give me the information, or if I don't know it or we don't know it, we'll look
Sure.
it up and
Yep.
get back to them. And then the patient has to make their decision. We can't force anybody. And we wouldn't want to.
If someone is looking to have an annual physical, I'm assuming pretty simple to do that.
Yeah.
It is, yep. So they could call the office at 315-507-4751. And if they're an established patient, we'd be happy to schedule them for one. If they're not, they're welcome to come as a new patient for an initial consult. And going back to what you said initially, there usually is no copay for an annual physical, and most of the preventative services that we talked about, cancer screenings, vaccines, et cetera, are free. Would you mind talking just very briefly, giving a shout out to any organizations in the community that assist people with cancer screening? Any partnerships you might have or know of?
I really don't. The only I rely on my physician, and you talk to your doctor, and I think digestive disease, any of those types of places are really good at reminding you. But ultimately, you got to be the one to say, I got the reminder twice now. I'm making the appointment, and don't do what I did. I made the appointment and missed it, and then 2 years later, I was having symptoms that led to the discovery of cancer. So.
To your point, Bill, sorry, Doc, to cut you off, but somebody's messaging in here this morning, and I won't name the facility. I go to blank, and they don't have any doctors anymore that are doing colonoscopies, and I'm on a waiting list for one, so there's a drastic shortage of doctors that are doing them.
Yeah, I've heard there are people that are going to Syracuse to have colonoscopies
That is true.
done.
And that would be a person who maybe they want to think about getting like a fecal occult blood test or a Cologuard while they're waiting to get in to see GI to figure out, how concerned do I really need to be about this, depending on whether that comes back positive or negative. But there are a plethora of organizations out there that do, mammograms and for people who are uninsured or underinsured.
Before I let you guys go, can I do one more thing? It used to be, they said you reach the age of 70. Well, you've had your final colonoscopy. You don't need to do this anymore. That has changed, right?
So the new guidelines out that say that after a certain age, it's not a one size fits all, but more of a patient by patient.
Got it.
So
Okay.
going back to conversation, you have a conversation with your doctor and decide what fork in the road you want to go down.
All right.
And if I can interrupt, another thing too with the internet and so forth, it's interesting. I have patients come in, and they can order a lot of their own blood work and do different things like that. And they'll say, well, why do I even need to go to a physician? I mean, I can be my own physician. Well, I think you're playing with fire there. Okay?
I agree. Yeah.
Because not only is there the physical exam, not only are there the numbers, but even if all the numbers are okay, there is that conversation, conversation on lifestyle. We mentioned the end-of-life type things and the vaccinations, which you can't get on the internet. And I think just to have an open conversation on there, that's really what
It's
an
important,
annual
yeah.
physical exam is. And that increases your odds that you might find something that you didn't want to find,
Yep.
and maybe you can correct it early. But the other thing is it can affect your behavior, too.
Yeah.
And hopefully in a very, very good way. You know?
So there is nothing in the world better than hearing from your physician when you've had your colonoscopy that, yeah, we removed 4 polyps and everything looks good. We're going to test it out just to make sure everything looks good. What the call you don't want is, we found cancer and we're going to have to could be surgery, and then on top of that it still could be radiation and chemo and that sort of thing. So.
You know, as part of our job, that's not the good part of our job, but yes, we have to do that. We have to impart the news to people. But if anything, the good news is we really do live in the age of miracles nowadays.
Yeah, it's
where
unbelievable.
we have like a possibility of handling things that we didn't have, 30 and 40 years ago when I went to medical school.
Dr. Shamileski, Dr. Zielinski, gentlemen, thank you so much. We
Thank
appreciate
you as
it.
always.
Thank you.
Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills, accepting new patients and all of that. So.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. We got a question on the app, and I don't want to not read it because.
Okay.
Question for the docs. I tested positive from the home test. How worried should I be? Colon.
So the Cologuard.
Yeah.
Oh, Cologuard tests, they're positive. Those are very, very accurate. And they're different. The stuff that we do in the office, we check basically if there's any microscopic blood that you can't see. The Cologuard actually is the thing that tests for cancer cells, and it's quite accurate.
Which is why I can't use that, as I have to have a colonoscopy.
Right.
Because I've had cancer, I
Well, you've already made the diagnosis
Yeah,
that you are at risk for again.
Yep.
And so in that instance there, that person does need to follow up specifically.
And quickly, right? You want to, again, you could catch it so quickly that it's
How many times people might have a cancerous polyp, and that's all they have. You remove that polyp, you've removed everything.
Yeah.
If you wait 2 months, 3
Gets into
months,
the wall
a
of the
year,
colon
whatever, gives
or
a chance
worse.
for it to grow, depending on how aggressive it is.
Yeah.
So home test positive is not an automatic panic, but that's an indicator to get in and get it taken care of.
If that person has not been referred to GI by their primary care physician yet, they should do that immediately.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Take care.
Good stuff. Right. Saving lives one person at a time. So, all right, 7:40. Davey, let's do Hobica's free money question of the day. We mentioned it is worth. Thank you. It is worth $200, and you're looking for caller number what?
6.
Sixth caller through the lines right now. 315-736-0186. Caller 6 now at WIBX.
Hey, Jen. OMG, look how busy it is in here. How'd you get all these customers?
Yeah, this month has been a record breaker for us. For a long time, we had decent business coming in from word of mouth, but we weren't growing. Lately, though, a lot of new folks have been finding us online, and that's made all the difference.
That's terrific. I wish I could figure out how to do that for my shop, but I have no idea where to start.
Just do what I did. It's not as hard as you'd think. Go to mylocalcustomers.com to see exactly how many searches there are for businesses like yours.
Okay, then what?
If you see that there are a good number of clients searching in our area, you'll also get some suggestions for the best way to get their attention.
Do you think there are a lot of people searching for my business?
There's only one way to find out. Go to mylocalcustomers.com. It's quick, easy, and free.
Go to mylocalcustomers.com for a free local customer analysis that will show you how many customers are searching online for your type of business. It's quick, easy, and free. Visit mylocalcustomers.com. That's mylocalcustomers.com.
It seems like everywhere you look right now, someone is sick. This year, prepare your family for airborne invaders like bacteria, pollen, and yes, germs with Navage Nasal Care. Navage flushes ultra-pure, refreshing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. Navage sucks out viruses, dust, and other airborne particles, all the stuff that gets trapped in your nose making you miserable. Don't get caught empty-handed this winter. Get Navage, the drug-free solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Even better, Navage is HSA, FSA eligible, so Navage is a great way to spend those funds before they expire. Don't wait a minute longer. Buy Navage today and you'll breathe easier knowing you're putting your funds to good use. Navage is available online at Navage.com or Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
You work hard for a living here in the Mohawk Valley. You make a difference. You leave your mark. You deserve a financial advisor who works hard for you.
Local, prudent, and trustworthy. Van Meter and Van Meter are your full-service financial professionals. I'm Chris Van Meter, and I've spent my life helping people with financial planning, investing for the future, managing their wealth, planning their taxes, thinking about their legacy.
And I'm Dave Van Meter. Our team offers you the deep bench of financial professionals you deserve. We have the education, the experience, and the tools to make a difference for your future. Visit us at VanMeterLLC.com.
We're Van Meter and Van Meter. Call us at 315-823-9200 or visit us in Little Falls, Schuyler, or Palatine Bridge.
Securities and advisory services offered through Cattery Grant & Company Incorporated, a registered investment advisor and member FINRA SIPC. Van Meter and Van Meter LLC and Cattery Grant & Company Incorporated are separate entities.
It's obvious. The unthinkable continues. Most Americans know something very wrong is happening. People in charge keep telling you that everything's fine and to stop noticing. But you know better. That's why self-reliant folks are investing in emergency food storage. You should too. My Patriot Supply, the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, are the ones you can trust. Go to mypatriotsupply.com and secure their best-selling 3-month emergency food kits. Each contains tasty breakfasts, lunches, and dinners averaging over 2,000 calories per day. Save $200 on each 3-month food kit you purchase. My Patriot Supply also sells solar generators, gravity-powered water filters, off-grid room heaters for when the power goes out, heirloom seeds, and survival gear. Order by 3 p.m. and your items ship that same day and arrive quickly on your doorstep in unmarked boxes. Go to mypatriotsupply.com today. Time is running out to prepare for what's coming. mypatriotsupply.com.
At Mattress Express, get a queen flex head bed with adjustable base and a set of sheets for $14.99. Qualified buyers get no money down and up to 60 months to pay. A flex head bed is where each head goes up and down independently, but it's still one solid mattress. See store for details.
Hey, right now, Ricky Z says, come on down, and let's get you into a pre-owned, a Mazda-certified pre-owned vehicle at Steep Pawnee Mazda Commercial Drive in Yorkville, where they only select the best of the best late model Mazda vehicles for you to choose from. They offer award-winning Mazda-certified pre-owned vehicles with a 160-point inspection and a 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. And if you need a lower price or payment, let us make your deal on a Mazda-certified pre-owned vehicle. And see why their customers always say it's always easy to do business at Steep Pawnee Mazda Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is Dave Letterman, your old TV pal. Remember me? I'm supposed to say something witty and funny here about Bill Keeler, but I've got nothing. Ever see a picture of this guy? That's a joke in itself. Anyhow, here's Keeler on WIBX.
All right. Here we go. It's 7:46. Dale is in Utica, ready to take a shot at Hobica's free money question of the day. This morning on the line, $200. And Hobica Law Firm, 315-724-1600 for all of your legal needs. And Dale, good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing, Dale?
Not too bad. You?
Good. You feeling good about this one?
Not too bad. Yeah, pretty lucky.
We just love
Feeling lucky.
Giving away his money. And this morning it's on the line at $200. $200. Here's your question. Here it is. When talking time, 8 plus 8 equals what? Ready, go.
16.
When is your final answer? 16.
Mathematically, that is correct.
When talking time, think about this question. When talking time, 8 plus 8 equals what?
4.
8 a.m. plus 8 is 4. 8 p.m. plus 8 is 4 a.m., right? So it's when talking time, it's the only time that 8 plus 8 equals 4. I love that question. Right. Do you hate that question?
No, I thought it was good. I got it wrong initially, and then I thought about it and got it right, but I'm not winning the consolation prize. Dale is.
Dale, we're going to give you the Utica All-in-One Food and Fun card. Good at Aquavino, Babe, 72, Cavern and Grill, Taylor and the Cook, concession stands at Nexus or the Adirondack Bank Center, even the gift shop over there. It's a $25 gift card, and we'll also give you home show tickets coming up February 3rd and 4th at the Nexus Center. If there's anything to do with your home, this is an awesome event. We'll give you a 4-pack of tickets to that as well. So stand by. Davey's going to hook you up.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, Dale. Thank you. Dale completely seems annoyed by that question. Did you get it? Did you when talking time? What is 8 plus 8?
4
p.m. In studio right now, he is a local attorney, of course, and is it Barra?
Barra, yeah.
Barra. Ray Barra is a lifelong Republican, and he is running for an open family court seat in Oneida County. And Ray, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So, in terms of time, 8 plus 8
is 4.
Is 4.
Yeah, we'll never forget that now.
I will never forget. That's going to be when I get on Jeopardy. That's going to be the question I get. It'll be maybe the double Jeopardy question. Okay, let's talk about the importance. You've been a lawyer for, I assume, quite some time.
24 years today.
And today, wow, that makes
Congratulations.
this day significant. Congratulations.
We're glad to celebrate with you.
Thank you.
So, why do you want to be a family court judge?
Well, I've been in family court for 17 years now, and I just think it's a great way to help people as an attorney. You're dealing with people every day. It's not I'm not helping a corporation get a business off the ground. I'm not I'm helping. Right now, I help parents every day, and as a family court judge, I would help all parties in family court on a daily basis, and that's what I want to do.
So, in Oneida County especially, but really all over, family court has become extremely busy.
Right, and that's why they just added the seat that I'm running for is a 5th family court judge seat. They've added seats across the state, actually. I think 9 or 10 counties have gotten new judges through the legislation that created the new seat here in Oneida County.
Okay.
The interesting thing is, because my stepfather has loads of family court experience, and the interesting thing is it's such a highly coveted job for such a job that is, it can be rewarding, but also can be very difficult on the day-to-day basis of it.
Yeah, and I'm not going to say it's not going to be it's going to be all sunshine and roses every day. I understand, having worked there for close to 2 decades, that you get the good days and the bad days, and you get the difficult cases. But I was just talking to someone last night, and I said it's those successful cases that keep you coming back. It's kind of like playing golf. You shoot 115, but you had that one nice fairway.
You're preaching to the choir, right?
Yeah,
preaching to the choir.
So I at one point in my life became a family court expert. Spent a lot of time in family court. And
expert by proxy.
Hated my judge. He just didn't. He just. You know how. Part of the problem that you get is somebody's not going to be happy when it's all said and done, right?
Right. It is still
and
an
that's
adversarial
not easy.
system. Right.
Yes. However, I was judged based on my radio career, and I will never forget that on this particular judge. But I know some incredible judges. It is probably one of the most difficult jobs in the world because you're sitting in judgment, trying to sift through all of what is and what is not true, and you're dealing with people's children. Emotions are at an amazing peak. I'm sure you felt that as an attorney in the courtroom.
Sure, yeah. And I was speaking to a judge not too long ago when I first was deciding to get into this race, and he said, the most difficult part when I first took the bench was that I had to make decisions for people.
Yeah.
And, that's a big responsibility, and you're not just advocating for people anymore, you're making decisions. But I think, based on my experience, I'm in a position to do that, and I'm ready to do that.
And what are some of the things that you're in your 25 years?
24.
24 years.
Yeah.
In your 24 years of dealing with the courtroom, things have changed a lot. Yes, it's gotten busier, but you're seeing a lot of, in some cases, some really serious cases.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of, life and death is, I don't want to throw that out there lightly, but there are
Yeah.
cases where we've had life or death situations literally, and so it is a serious situation. And years ago when I was in the county attorney's office and handling juvenile delinquency cases, I handled children committing murder, and so that's obviously life or death.
Yeah.
So it is serious.
And we're seeing that in Oneida County right now, where kids have guns today, and it's a scary, scary thing. We're speaking with Ray Barra. He is a Republican candidate for family court in Oneida County. Seats have been opened up. And for you, where do you stand on on shared parenting, on visitation, and all of these hot button issues that can be very, very difficult?
As a judicial candidate, I'm somewhat restrained in what I can talk about as far as specific issues. But one thing I will say is that you always have to look at what's in the best interest of the children. Okay, it's not necessarily about the parents; it's about the children. Okay,
Yeah.
I mean it is about the parents in the sense that they're all in family court together. But the overriding concept of family court is best interest of the children,
right,
of the child. And so you have to judge it on that basis, and you're not making decisions based on who's the most popular parent or who's the best looking parent. It's what's in the best interest
or
of
who's
the
the
child.
radio parent. The reality is, I feel, and as a parent, I certainly was not a perfect parent, and my wife, of course, was, but I wasn't. But I do believe that if parents, when you're going through some of the worst times of your life in a heated battle, and it can be terrible, but if parents use the same standard, and that is always, always, always what's best for the kid, that would change everything.
No, and in my current role, because we represent parents in my office almost completely, I tell that to parents all the time. This isn't about what you want. This is what's best for your child. And you have to keep that in mind when you're making decisions and when you're hearing what the judge is telling you. That the judge isn't trying to be mean to you. The judge is trying to do what's best for the child.
I do believe that.
What is nice too is this is the concept of family court that I always enjoyed, is that there is the mother or the one parent's attorney, whether it be a grandparent, guardian. Then there's the other parent or guardian's attorney, and then there is an attorney specifically for the child. And then I know a number of attorneys that do that, but I think that's always an important element too, is that in this whole thing that they have an attorney that's specifically looking out for the child in the case or the hearing.
Oh, I absolutely agree. I think the attorney for the child is.
Have you been a? They don't call it law guardian anymore.
No, it's attorney for the child.
Attorney for the child.
Or, we often say AFC.
Okay.
But I haven't been an attorney for the child myself because I've never been in that role. But I often think that they're sometimes the most important attorney in the case because it's the child that we're looking out for the best interests of, and they know what the child's wants and needs are a little bit more intimately than maybe the attorneys for the parents do, because they're talking with the child directly.
And this is a role that I think most attorneys take very seriously, and you got a lot riding on it. You have a child or children and their well-being, their safety, and being able to. I mean, there's just so many different aspects of all of this. So
right, yeah, no, and it's a very high-stakes court, especially for the people who are in it. And we don't see the children a lot in these cases, but they have the highest of stakes.
Yeah,
it's their where they're going to be in life, and what they're who's going to be their parent, who's going to what's going to happen in their life, and it is very high stakes and something that it needs to be taken seriously.
Grandparents are more involved today than ever before, it seems to.
Yes, as foster parents, as you have a lot of single parents who need help with their raising their child, and they rely on grandparents, and we deal with a lot of grandparents. We represent some grandparents in my office too, and it's it's something that more and more I think the grandparents and other relatives, aunts, uncles, older siblings are stepping up to help out as well.
Would you agree? Parents talking about in a negative way their ex is probably one of the worst things a parent can do.
Well,
for a child.
That is definitely something that is in just about every custody and visitation order. Is no disparaging the other party. And unfortunately, it happens all the time. And you can tell.
Yeah.
You know when and the AFCs, the attorneys for the children, they definitely know when there's some badgering of one parent by the other.
Yeah.
It happens, and it's something that needs to be
usually
controlled.
affects the kids for the rest of their lives.
Definitely.
So, and then my worst question of the interview. Are you ready? Worst one of the interview. How can you tell if somebody's telling the truth?
That's a difficult thing to do, and it takes a lot of practice hearing people, talking to people, and I dare say it's hard to get it right who's telling the truth. Obviously, there are situations where someone's out bald-faced lying, but a lot of times there's people who are pretty good at lying, and you can't tell the difference between the lie and the truth. And it's something that I work at every day, and I always am unfortunately caught off guard by it when all of a sudden, wait, you were lying about that?
Right.
That's clients unfortunately lie, and it's something that happens, and you hopefully get a truthful client, but sometimes they're out to get their way and not to really worrying about the truth or lie.
I got to say, as a constituent, that's an awesome answer. An honest answer to that question. It's not easy.
Right.
It's just not easy. So running as a Republican, but of course in these judicial positions, parties don't matter nearly as much.
Right.
You're running for Oneida County Family Court. Ray Barra, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. We'll do it again. Got a break. News
From
is
the
next.
Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica, Rome, W295DI Utica, Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
She's still raising money, but for how long? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Nikki Haley's campaign says she got $1 million in 24 hours since losing the New Hampshire primary, but one Haley supporter and donor says enough's enough. Andy Sabin tells Fox.
You got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. It's time for her to fold them. She has absolutely no chance.
Former President Trump posted on Truth Social, anyone who donates to Haley would not be welcome in the MAGA camp. She held a rally in South Carolina last night.
Donald Trump got out there and just threw a temper tantrum.
Referencing the Trump victory speech in New Hampshire.
Rightly or wrongly, chaos follows him.
Now, former President Trump may testify today in court in New York at a civil defamation trial he calls election interference. Author E. Jean Carroll seeking more damages on top of the $5 million she already won at the first trial, claiming the former president sexually assaulted her decades ago, then defamed her, denying it.
Donald Trump is the most capable person to be president that can beat Joe Biden, but not just beat Joe Biden, clean up a broken border.
Republicans like Senator Lindsey Graham blame the president for record illegal immigration, demanding border policy changes, as some Democrats urge President Biden to federalize Texas's National Guard for still blocking Border Patrol, despite a Supreme Court ruling, from going into a park in Eagle Pass to cut razor wire the state put up to keep migrants out.
Governor Greg Abbott is calling the Biden administration's border policies lawless, and today the White House is pushing right back, insisting the governor is simply politicizing what's happening in his backyard. Several high-profile Republican governors, including Ron DeSantis of Florida, now rushing to Abbott's defense, arguing states like theirs also have a right to protect themselves.
Fox's Mark Meredith at the White House. A condemned killer may make history tonight, dying in a new way. Alabama planning to suffocate Kenneth Smith using nitrogen gas, the first time that execution method's been tried. Smith failed to block it in court. America's listening to Fox News.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers, but for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Up to half the cost for the same thing. 50% the money for 100% the same thing. I hope I'm making myself clear. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single-line 5GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single-line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.
Progressive presents 10 things on a food truck owner's to-do list that are harder than getting a commercial auto insurance quote.
Stocking the fridge, prepping the stations, finding employees that get along well, finding employees that actually do their job. Looking at you, Gary. Balancing the books, balancing the flavors, having a fresh menu and fresh produce and fresh meat, but never a fresh mouth. But the easiest thing on a small business owner's to-do list? Seeing if you can save on commercial auto insurance. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
Good morning. WIBX 950 News Time 8:03. I'm Andrew Domenio. Right now, we're looking at temperatures in the upper 30s, cloudy skies. Your full weather forecast is coming up. This update brought to you by the Stanley Center of the Arts, presenting Standards and Stories with Tony Danza, April 6th, 2024 at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand has announced a new bill in Congress aimed at improving mental health in underserved communities. The Mental Health Professionals Workforce Shortage Loan Repayment Act would give psychologists, social workers, and school counselors up to $250,000 in student loan forgiveness if they want to work in certain areas. Data shows 55 of New York's 62 counties do not have enough mental health professionals available. Gillibrand says this measure has bipartisan support. Utica police have investigated a shots-fired incident in the city. It happened just before 11 a.m. on the 1100 block of Steuben Street Wednesday. Upon arrival, officers were pointed in the direction of a residence on Steuben where alleged shots were coming from. Officers searched the area and found spent shell casings from a shotgun behind the residence. Tenants exited the building. The first male was searched, and it was discovered that he was in possession of live shotgun ammunition. Once all tenants were searched and detained, permission was given for officers to enter the property, where they discovered a sawed-off shotgun with live rounds of ammunition, according to police. At the conclusion of their investigation, officers learned that 31-year-old Alex Leno of Utica was in possession and responsible of the firing of the weapon. He's facing several charges, including criminal possession of a weapon. Applications are being accepted for the 2024 Empire State Fellows Program. The goal of this program is to attract diverse talent from New York and nationwide to fill high-profile roles in the governor's administration. The program started 12 years ago, and in that time, graduates have served in positions such as Deputy Commissioner and Chief of Staff. The deadline to apply is April 1st, and additional information is posted at ny.gov. That's ny.gov. And facial recognition software is to blame for the wrongful arrest of a Texas man, and now he's suing Macy's and the parent company of Sunglass Hut. Harvey Murphy Jr. spent almost 2 weeks in jail after facial recognition technology falsely identified him as a suspect of armed robbery. When prosecutors verified Murphy had been in Sacramento, California at the time of the robbery, he was released. While in jail, Murphy says he was attacked and raped by 3 men. He is suing the companies for $10 million for what he says was a wrongful arrest based on the negligent use of facial recognition software. The lawsuit claims Sunglass Hut's parent company relied on Macy's facial recognition technology to falsely identify Murphy in low-quality surveillance footage of the robbery. Murphy's lawyer says this case highlights the dangers of technologies used by law enforcement. It is 8:06. Your weather forecast is according to Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint, brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
I'm Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. Today, murky, mild areas of drizzle, patchy fog early, then mainly dry before light rain returns late day, a high near 45. Tonight, occasional rain, areas of drizzle, patchy fog, relatively mild, a low near 40. And tomorrow, breezy, damp, and mild periods of rain early, tapered to spotty sprinkles, a high near 45. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
38 degrees, cloudy skies. It's 8:07. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43 Local. Saquon Barkley is speaking out about his contract and future with the Giants. He says he still believes in the value of an NFL running back. The upcoming free agent recently said he doesn't agree that running backs don't deserve money. When asked if he could see himself wearing a new uniform next year, Barkley admitted to not thinking about it until he was tagged last season.
Can I just ask, where is that coming from? That statement has to have
So
be
I
based
think that
on
they're-
a reaction to something, right?
I don't know if it's the style of offense nowadays where they're putting more stock and money into the quarterback position.
Okay.
But you know, I
Davey?
think he's making that argument.
They put loads of money in Danny Jones. The Giants did.
Yeah.
So-
well, and running backs are always solid. I feel like they're just put their head down and they run. Where wide receivers complain about everything.
Yeah, like Stephon Diggs.
Like Stephon Diggs. Yeah.
He didn't complain about, and I didn't realize that he had just basically shunned the media after that loss to the Chiefs after talking all that smack last year. Barkley admitted to not thinking about the change in team until he was franchise tagged last season. He also said he didn't realize how much of a business it is until he went through the negotiations. Jim Harbaugh making his return to the NFL. The Los Angeles Chargers and Harbaugh have agreed to terms for the national champion winning coach to take over as the franchise's next head coach. Harbaugh returns to the NFL after serving as the head coach at the University of Michigan since 2015. Harbaugh wrapped up his 15-year NFL playing career with the Chargers back in 2000. Joe Barry, the defensive coordinator of the Green Bay Packers, is done in that position. Thank goodness. I'm very excited for that. What else do we have here for you? The Syracuse Orange basketball team will be hoping to get back in the win column. The 13-6 Orange host NC State Saturday night. Bill, I want to tell you, this softwave regenerative technology, this softwave tissue regeneration technology, it is huge. And I can't believe we're just finding out about it now. It's been around a little while, and it is changing people's lives. Dr. Tim Delmedico is the one who operates the device at Revive Softwave Therapy on Genesee Street in South Utica. It's non-invasive, free from pills, injections, and downtime, and it's so effective it's even used by NFL teams, the Cleveland Clinic, and the Mayo Clinic. This cutting-edge technology isn't limited to common pain areas. It addresses things also like neuropathy, plantar fasciitis, carpal tunnel syndrome, and more. The treatment is swift and boasts an outstanding 90% success rate. It works by high-speed sound waves, stimulating blood flow and stem cells to the affected area, which promotes the body's natural healing. It is incredible. You can see video testimonials. You can see how the treatment works, all online at reviveutica.com. You can reclaim a life free from debilitating pain by just giving Dr. Tim Delmedico a call, 315-725-8427. That's 315-725-8427. The website is the place to go. All the information you need, reviveutica.com. That's reviveutica.com. Take that step towards a pain-free future today.
All right, coming up, let me go to Mike and Schuyler. Hello, Michael.
Hey, Mike.
Good morning. Hey, Mike.
How you doing?
Good.
So it's interesting. I always look at the Today in History, like the national days, and when he mentioned national opposite, and I just got an email about this. It's kind of interesting. So the origin of the opposite day is that it's yet to be discovered. Yet people refer to Calvin Coolidge, who started on January 25th in the 20s. On January 25th, Coolidge interviewed the press that he would not participate in the election during that year, which caused a major controversy. He said, "I do not choose to run," which led to the birth of the fun opposite day.
I see.
So, because he was not telling the truth.
I would have thought this was kind of like a Gen Z or a Gen X type day, but no, it goes way back.
Yeah, and I didn't know. It's funny because I heard Andrew say that, and then I just got like a group note that was sent to our thing, and I thought, "Oh, that's interesting." I never knew that, so I just wanted to share that with you guys.
All right, interesting stuff there.
Historian Mike.
Interesting stuff. All right, have you installed the new help make sure your iPhone doesn't get stolen update?
No, when did that come out?
I believe if you have an automatic update set up, I believe it's probably been installed. It came out Monday, and you have to look it up. But
do something.
It is
I didn't know what it was.
It is helpful. You should check it out and let me know what you think. All right.
I will.
All right, Mike.
That.
Thank you, man. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you, Davey. You updated yours, right?
Yeah, I did it that morning. You told me, you announced that I did it.
Yeah. All right. Very updated man, that Davey. You okay in there?
No.
What's wrong now? Your neck? Oh, you do. All right. I got an idea. We'll cover the phones. We'll take a break. You go.
Okay.
All right. Head out, man. All right. 812 at WIBX. We'll come right back here.
Are you or a loved one dealing with physical issues? Are you about to have a corrective surgery? Be prepared and take the stress out of recovery. Visit Home and Hospital Medical Supply in the new Hartford Shopping Center. From mobility aids to home safety equipment, they carry it all. Whether it's a heating pad for back relief or a knee brace for that sports injury, they now even have light therapy equipment to fight seasonal depression. Home and Hospital Medical Supply. Care with convenience. Online at hnhmedicalny.com.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team. Whitesboro is a leading school system in central New York. With 7 schools, 3,100 students, and holding a 92% graduation rate, you can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Perfect for retirees with extra time. Help drive our future leaders with Whitesboro Central School Transportation. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
A healthy weight, more energy, and smooth, regular bowel movements. 3 things everyone strives for.
It's me, Chuck Norris. There's one really important thing we don't talk about enough: our health. Achy joints, digestive issues, weight gain, and fatigue. We're told these are normal signs of aging. So working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick.
Morning Kick is a revolutionary formula combining 10 different supplements in one. Probiotics that help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and several of the most powerful anti-aging supplements on earth. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, focused, and help manage stress.
Anybody can achieve great health regardless of their age.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com. Use code SUPPORT or text SUPPORT to 511-511 and claim 40% off today.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee.
Text SUPPORT to 511-511. Morning Kick. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GEAR for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GEAR for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code GEAR.
Oneida County Department of Family and Community Services has immediate openings for program nurses, starting at over $59,000. Nurses work a 35-hour work week, conducting patient screenings and home health assessments. And the civil service exam fee is waived for 2024. Apply today at OneidaCountyJobs.com.
For a limited time at Mattress Express, qualified buyers will get 60 months to pay on any purchase $1,500 or higher with no money down. That includes all brands of mattresses in the store and massage chairs. See store for details.
Hey, it's the final weeks of the New York Sash Buy 2, Get 1 Free sale. The New York Sash Buy 2, New York Sash windows get 1 free. You notice your windows are drafty, heating bills are high, they're hard to open, they're hard to close, they don't close completely, old, rotten, do you have storm windows on? These are just some of the reasons why it could be time to upgrade to a New York Sash premium replacement window. Last night I was just sitting in the chair looking at our windows, and I'm telling you, I know this sounds goofy, but they're beautiful.
No, it's not goofy. You're right.
They're beautiful.
They make all the difference in the world.
It really does. And right now, it's buy 2, get 1 free. Andrew, do a little math. I know you're a huge math fan. Buy 8.
16. No, 4.
4. Get 4 free. Buy
8 and 4. I'm still confused with the free money question.
You're the human calculator right now. Buy 20.
10 free.
Get 10 free. You do your whole house.
That's awesome.
I mean, think about it. It's going on right now. No limit to all of it. Call them today and take advantage. We love our New York Sash windows. They're guaranteed. The service you get is incredible. Ask for a free price quote. You'll be happy you did at New York Sash and NewYorkSash.com.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, Lou, if you will, please stand by. I'm going to get to you coming up in a second, but I have to take this first. Her name is Shelley Majors, and she specializes in talent acquisition, employee relations, performance management, and leadership development. She's on the line right now. Shelley, good morning.
Good morning.
So in a recent survey conducted by Digital ID, 3,500 people were asked about their office pet peeves. What do coworkers do that bothers you? And what do you have?
So basically interrupting while you're on a meeting, late for meetings. Okay. The biggest one is hitting reply all in an email.
Oh, my God.
I hate that.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Right. And then constantly correcting people.
Well, I've hit apparently checked 4 boxes so far.
That you've done, or that's
so? I don't think so.
No, not
I don't think
There's
I'm that
a
bad.
huge list. Yeah, and it includes like things stealing food.
That's that's a big one. That is
Well,
a
I mean,
huge
think
one.
about this. The stealing food thing just blows my mind. Do you want? I mean, there's a chance that they've already touched the food. They've already
sneezed on it.
They may have
spit
taken a
all
little.
over it.
You know, I like to always make a sandwich. The first thing I do is lick it, just to make sure it's tasty. I mean, now you're going to go and you're going to eat my sandwich. Look what you're getting. My saliva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. And I cannot tell you how many hours I spent watching videos when I was working in corporate America to see who took somebody's food.
We were thinking about putting a hidden camera down in the break room. But
Not a bad idea.
We were told it was illegal.
Like in a magnet or something?
Yeah. Wow, it's amazing. Today, you got it. I was reading
That
this
is a
thing.
good point.
I was reading this thing, Shelley, the other day about going to maybe a B&B or to Airbnb or to a hotel, and how difficult it is to actually discuss, even an airplane bathroom. These hidden cameras have been found.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Be careful.
Well, joke's on them, because if you really want to see that,
That's why,
good for
listen,
you.
There's some people out there that appreciate that.
There are, and will pay for it, for God's sakes. God. Which is why in our hotel room, we always do everything in the dark. It's pitch black in there. Sometimes we can't even see where we're going. But it is...
Tripping over furniture.
Maybe I'm hitting furniture. It's terrible. All right. So what do you suggest people do if you don't want to be that employee that annoys everyone? You don't want to be that person.
So you may not know that you're annoying someone. So from the perspective of if I know someone is annoying me, what I can do is be self-aware. Be self-aware of my interactions with them, my conversations with them.
Okay.
Because it's important to know what you're feeling and how it shapes your perception of them. You know, and manage those emotions. There is a recruiter that I work with on a regular basis, and every time I talk to him, he uses the word awesome, awesome after every sentence. And I have to talk to him. So when he calls, you know, I say, oh, I have another call in 2 minutes, but I can talk to you really quickly. So I limit my time and expect that I'm going to be a little annoyed during the conversation.
Yeah.
You know, but you can have a conversation with the person, depending on what it is, and just say, you know, hey, we have to figure out how we can work together.
How are we going to work this out?
Yeah.
How are we going to work this out? Yeah.
Awesome. Just kidding. But those things are annoying, right? It's and sometimes they're nervous little habits that people have, but it can get on you. It can grate on your nerves. So, all right. Be courteous to others would probably be a good start, right?
Right. And, you know, we always say save space for grace and practice empathy as well.
Good stuff, Shelley Majors. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye.
All right. Liberal Lou is on the line here this morning.
Wonderful.
Dude, is there anything what's going on with that phone? Good morning, Lou. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Bill. So, the great kitty litter hoax.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, so, I mean, this isn't something that's just on the fringes. This is an interesting article, the Daily Beast. This is Shannon Bream, who took over for a guy I tremendously respected, Chris Wallace. She's the new Fox News anchor on Sunday.
Yes, yeah.
And she also happens to be the chief legal correspondent for Fox News. She's been making the rounds at all the shows at Fox News spreading this nonsense. So it's no wonder that NBC identified 20 Republican office holders who are spewing this stuff. And
Well, so if I could, yesterday, Scott Flansburgh, who I respect tremendously.
Crazy.
And he's the human calculator. He's doing everything down there in Herkimer, which is amazing. But he did say, I know of a situation at a local school where this has actually happened. Well, I've done a ton of investigating into this thing, and I know that just can't be true. But it's possible. Maybe some school has a cat. Maybe there's some prank that was done that we don't know about. During the break, he told us the name of the school. And, Lou, I don't know if you know me well enough. Probably not. But I'm a persistent one. And, of course, what am I going to do? We reached out to the school. And we were told unequivocally, never in the past, in the present, or in the future, has there been or will there be well, I don't want to say will there be, but has there been a student who identifies as anything furry? Furthermore, there are have been no ever cat pans at this individual school. I will not name the school because I don't want to drag him into this craziness. And Lou, I just say, for a moment here, think about the logic of what is being accused here. It's just ridiculous.
It's literally insane. But people believe this all over the country.
I know.
But look, kudos to you for your debunking of this.
I can't help it. I can't help myself. I am a glutton for punishment with this stuff. So.
But now NBC News followed through on these 20 politicians, Republicans all, and they contacted every school just like you did, and every school got the same response as you. No, we never heard of it. We never would consider it. It's insane. But people Scott is a bright guy. But what goes on in his mind, and where did he get this thought from? Obviously, it never happened.
Well, somebody must have told him.
It's propaganda. To me, it's starting, and the main source is Fox News, their chief anchor on Sunday. And all of their people are glomming onto this.
I don't know necessarily about that. I mean, listen, I'm a big Jimmy Fallon fan. I think she has done a really good job. I love Chris Wallace, although I hate his new show. I can't even watch it. But I'll say this, that we get caught up in all these things. But when you look at it, just imagine if what happens in a school, one little thing happens in a school, everybody knows about it. There are photos, there's proof, oftentimes if something is controversial enough, the administration has to get involved. You're literally saying there's a kid going over in the corner of the gymnasium, dropping his pants and going into a cat pan, and apparently there's no evidence of this anywhere.
They should at least put it in a bathroom or a private closet or something.
Parents don't know about. I mean, it's bogus and ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but you're telling me that you love Shannon Bream, who's spewing this stuff?
No, I just say it's one of the shows I watch. I've never heard her spew that, to be honest with you.
Oh, you can look it up online.
Okay.
And several media sources have it.
Well,
she's been on the Fox and Friends and other shows. Speaking of this nonsense, if that's her mentality, just to give you an example, my favorite guy on MSNBC was Ed Schultz, former football player, big pro-union guy, which I'm all about, and really digging into issues for blue-collar people. I caught him in two lies. I just stopped listening to the show. Yeah. They were minor compared to this. But they were obvious lies. He should have known better. As much as I liked him, I probably watched him for well over a year. Why would anybody continue to even look at Shannon Bream if she can say something so absurd? I mean, it's nuts. I mean,
well, you lose. Listen, I've not seen what you say. I'll look into it. I will, and I do think stuff like this hurts someone's credibility, whether they're liberal, conservative, or somewhere in the middle.
Just Google Shannon Bream on Keeler hoax, and it'll all come up.
Okay.
But, it's much bigger than this. I mean, for 20 years, Fox News is saying that global warming is a hoax. I think more and more people are starting to realize that it's not. If 20 years ago we acted we could have done it at a much better cost and much more effectively, and we'd be in a much better place.
Without digging into all of this and opening up all of this can of worms, but I will tell you, we next week have a Republican former congressman who's a Republican who's coming in studio and is going to be a part of a, quote, global warming panel, and he's Republican. He's coming in studio next Thursday. I'm really excited about it, and he's going to talk about what the truth versus fact versus fiction, and I'm very excited about that.
Republicans to admit the facts because they will be primaried, and people like the Coke industries will heavily subsidize their opponents.
Can I ask you one question here? And because I was on a show last night talking about our American politics and the presidential race and Trump versus Biden and Nikki Haley and all that in London yesterday, and they're very, very concerned. But not just about Trump. They're very concerned about Trump, but they're also very concerned about Joe Biden, who the host actually said to me, it seems like he doesn't know whether he's coming or going. How do you respond to that?
That's nonsense. I mean, have you watched his speeches? Did you see him in this year's State of the Union speech, where I thought he destroyed the Republicans who were heckling him?
Right.
I mean, I have not seen one speech, and I'm sure they can put these things together, but any major speech he's made, I've watched, and they've all been pretty much perfect. So, I mean, you know, Sean Hannity was telling us 4 years ago that Biden was suffering from dementia. I mean, it's just it's a
let me ask you.
They're convincing, just like they are with the kitty litter.
With liberal Lou. Let me ask you, Lou, being from your position, I want to ask you this. Do you find it interesting that all of a sudden Nikki Haley, in part of her newfound criticism of Donald Trump, is beginning to question his mental capability?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know of the truth of it or not. I know he's made several stumbles.
Well, I'm just saying she's using that now.
Stumbles all his life. You could have pointed to things 10, 30 years ago where you could say, this guy's kind of losing it. But, afterwards he would correct it. Have you seen any of his major speeches? Can you honestly tell me that you saw a man who's suffering from dementia?
Well, if he could ever complete a sentence, we'd be able to make that determination.
Listen.
He didn't complete sentences to the State of the Union. I mean, that's just a fraudulent claim.
I'm a believer.
Have you watched his
State of the Union is different. State of the Union is different.
He might be tired. He is old. He might be out on the,
I almost got through the morning.
Walking to his plane, and he might say something that doesn't sound rational. But
the reality,
when he gives a speech, he's right on cue.
The reality,
I'd love to see him debate Trump.
The reality is,
I would too.
Do it.
The reality is this the best we can do? That's my personal belief.
I don't know which Democrat would you prefer. Let me ask you that, Bill.
Well, I'm saying on both candidates, Trump and Biden. I say, is this the best we can do? Let's get something new. It's time for something new.
At the Biden's 2 years, I don't think there was many presidents who have accomplished as much as he did.
Can I say even Biden in an interview recently said
he got accomplished. Okay. I was actually shocked that he got Republicans to cross the aisle on 5 major bills.
All right,
so,
Lou.
I mean, what more do you want? I don't see anybody out there. This is what he's done all his career.
Right.
He's known for that. He gets along well with Republicans. Mitch McConnell and he are friends. The senator from South Carolina once said, if you can't like Joe Biden, who can you like? Lindsey Graham.
Have you ever heard Andrew's impression of Mitch McConnell?
Liberal Lou, thank you. Thanks for calling on the air this morning.
All right, Lou.
Hold on. Here's my recent impression of him.
Andrew's staring into space. All right, Lou.
McConnell's got a stellar career, and he's the guy who makes things happen in the Senate, and he is still there.
All right.
So you might want to see him, out, but I don't think there are too many Democrats who have that kind of relationship with Republicans, especially in the Senate.
And we'll let that be the final word. Thank you, Lou. As always, appreciate your. And listen, I get people, why do you let that liberal talk? Well, here's the reality. This is America. We all
and this is the Bill Keeler show. First news with Keeler in the morning.
That's right, damn it.
Call up and spew your nonsense all you want.
Whatever you've got, we can take it. So.
I would respond to them, Bill. Why can't you handle the truth?
Okay. All right, Lou, have a wonderful day, man. Thank you. Have a good day. Apple is celebrating the 40th anniversary of what?
40th anniversary
Apple,
of their
Davey,
computer.
Of the computer.
Yeah.
Apple is celebrating the 40th anniversary of the Macintosh computer. A couple things. I've been a Mac person from the beginning. Love Mac still today. That's all I use.
I gratefully blame you for that.
Andrew, because you have to pay more for a computer. You really do.
Yeah, but it's worth it.
And I wish I would have invested in stock back when they were tanking in the 90s. Be a lot of money sitting in your bank account right now. Been a little better than Bitcoin, Andrew. Here is the famous 1994 Macintosh commercial that ran during the Super Bowl 40 years ago today, which launched the Apple computer. Here we go.
We are one people, with one will, one resolve, one cause. Our enemies shall talk themselves to death.
Sorry, this is terrible audio without the video. But being a junkie of Mac and Apple, I have no choice but to play it.
On January 24th, Apple Computer will introduce Macintosh. And you'll see why 1984 won't be like 1984.
Technically, that was yesterday. Is that what you're going to say to me, Davey? Yeah, today's the 25th. Well,
you feeling better in there now?
But this is the day. This is the day after last night. It aired last night on the 24th. This is the day they went on sale and people started buying Mac computers. Got a break. Hold on. We'll come back. Bunch to get to before we get out of here. Lieutenant Mike Curley, UPD, coming up. Something very interesting about Ring Camera.
Yes.
Working,
which is owned by Amazon now.
Or not working with police. Wow. And John Decker later on in the hour from Gray TV, White House correspondent. And we'll get to all of that coming right up. Hold on tight. 8:34 WIBX.
You work hard for a living here in the Mohawk Valley. You make a difference. You leave your mark. You deserve a financial advisor who works hard for you.
Local, prudent, and trustworthy. Van Meter & Van Meter are your full-service financial professionals. I'm Chris Van Meter, and I've spent my life helping people with financial planning, investing for the future, managing their wealth, planning their taxes, thinking about their legacy.
And I'm Dave Van Meter. Our team offers you the deep bench of financial professionals you deserve. We have the education, the experience, and the tools to make a difference for your future. Visit us at VanMeterLLC.com.
We're Van Meter & Van Meter. Call us at 315-823-9200 or visit us in Little Falls, Schuyler, or Palatine Bridge.
Securities and advisory services offered through Cattery Grant & Company Incorporated, a registered investment advisor and member FINRA SIPC. Van Meter & Van Meter LLC and Cattery Grant & Company Incorporated are separate entities.
A healthy weight, more energy, and smooth, regular bowel movements. 3 things everyone strives for.
It's me, Chuck Norris. There's one really important thing we don't talk about enough: our health. Achy joints, digestive issues, weight gain, and fatigue. We're told these are normal signs of aging. So working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick.
Morning Kick is a revolutionary formula combining 10 different supplements in one. Probiotics that help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and several of the most powerful anti-aging supplements on earth. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, focused, and help manage stress.
Anybody can achieve great health regardless of their age.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com. Use code SUPPORT or text SUPPORT to 511-511 and claim 40% off today.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee.
Text SUPPORT to 511-511. Morning Kick. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
We all make resolutions this time of year, and let's face it, most of them won't stick. But here's one that's not only easy to keep, but will help you feel healthier all year long. Navage. Navage provides quick, drug-free nasal relief by washing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. This time of year, when everyone is sick, Navage helps by sucking out germs, bacteria, and viruses trapped in our noses that cause us to feel miserable. And come allergy season, it does the same with dust, pollen, and other allergens. And unlike medications that can take time to help, if they're effective at all, Navage helps treat congestion symptoms in seconds flat, without drugs. This New Year's, resolve to use drug-free Navage to help you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier all year long. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
For a limited time at Mattress Express, qualified buyers will get 60 months to pay on any purchase $1,500 or higher with no money down. That includes all brands of mattresses in the store and massage chairs. See store for details.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
.38, and here we are on Thursday morning. Temperature's going to go up to 45 degrees today. It's going to be a lot of melting.
Adirondack Home Furniture.
What in the hell?
We'll be able to hear about Adirondack furniture. A lot of different things today.
Oh, it's just one of those days.
I got to tell you something. Kids today don't want to work. They're lazy. They don't want to work, Davey.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
I don't really believe that.
Do you want to work do you feel like working some days?
I
sure don't.
That's a very good point. And I'm not a kid. I don't think it's as bad as we all think it is, to be honest with you. And a young Walmart employee feels the same way as I do. An older person at Walmart, working at Walmart, was complaining and saying that kids don't want to work anymore. And here is the younger employee talking about it. Here we go.
I work 5 days out of the week, 40 hours a week. I do not make enough to live on my own. 20 years ago when you were getting started, you could live on your own. 20 years ago when you first started, you were able to do everything that I am now struggling to do. You could sit here and you can call Gen Z lazy all you want, but I've been working my tail end off just to barely make it by. And respectfully, I don't want to do that for the rest of my life.
I wouldn't want to work with her, honestly. No. She's a toughie. However, the reality is back when, 40 years ago or whatever, when that person was starting out, the older person, they were making $3.35 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Not everybody had, every cable TV channel. Not everybody had a cell phone that cost $1,300.
Right,
Not everybody had. So I do think that it is a little bit different.
I think there too is, I think there's a lot of people that are a little more free in their spending than people back in the day too. To your point,
we certainly I think that this generation and probably the generation previous learned how to spend money.
Yeah, look at things like Amazon, online shopping.
My grandparents' generation spent money on nothing, and you just saved, and a lot of them didn't make a lot of money.
We got a bunch of comments.
But this whole thing, I will do the comments in a second. This whole thing about, kids don't want to work today. I'm sure there are kids who don't want to work today, but there are also many who are very hardworking and
eager.
And like Davey said, not everybody wants to go to work. I get that. But I also think that Will Rogers' comment, his quote, is the greatest quote of all time because it addresses this issue. Things ain't the way they used to be and probably never were. And when you really dig deep in, you find out there's a lot of truth to that, I think. Remember when lieutenants in the police department were solid? Oh, they still are.
Yeah.
They still are.
Where are you going with this?
Here he is, Lieutenant Mike Curley. I'm
going to get our butt whooped.
I am totally just kidding. Lieutenant Mike Curley, good morning.
Good morning, Bill.
So if you could, on our website at WIBX950.com, we launched Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers Wanted Person of the Week. And do you have any information on that, or should I run with that after we're done with you?
No, we could do it. So Our Wanted Person of the Week is a 32-year-old male from Utica named James McNeil. He's wanted for burglary in the second degree of a dwelling that occurred in December of 2023, and he has an active arrest warrant for the crime.
It is up on our website at WIBX950.com. All the details on how you could anonymously, safely report information about this person's whereabouts. It's all up there at WIBX950.com. Also important to share the story to others. Put it on your social media. It just makes our community a safer place. I've always felt that the Ring cameras, these security cameras, and Ring in particular, help make a community safer. But there's some new things going on how they work with police. And what do we know, Lieutenant?
Yeah, so we've talked numerous times about how this day and age, with the lack of victim and witness cooperation, that most of these cases are solved via surveillance video and or electronic means. So what Ring is doing now, and I certainly understand their advocacy is for their clients and privacy and safety and things of that nature. So they are taking away the ability for individuals with Ring accounts to then share those videos either anonymously or through different sources with the police department via electronic means. So any video that we obtain from Ring, which we do not actually go to the home to physically obtain, will have to come through a subpoena or search warrant now through the Ring service.
Wow.
Now, let me ask you this. If me as a member of the public, I subscribe to the Ring neighborhood app, I can see videos that other people put out, or I'm not 100% familiar on how the platform works. But if I am able to get that, what is to stop me from sharing it on my own personal social media, or what is it what stops me from sharing that with you, the police?
Nothing.
Because you're going to send the link to us anyway, right? So most of the stuff is all cloud-based. There's still some systems, obviously, that are hard drive driven where things are saved in-house at the home, but a lot of this is all cloud-based storage where you're going to either send us an app or we're going to get login information on your account and obtain a video that way. So I think this is just kind of a feel-good for people who are concerned about their privacy being shared. But, in most of these cases, anyway, we're hitting the ground, we're on our feet, we're backtracking incidents. For instance, just a quick real-life scenario, this latest homicide. So it happened on Smith Place. We know individuals started at a particular location across the side of the city. We know that their path of flight took them through numerous backyards to the East Utica area, ultimately back to the Cornhill area. So previously, we could send a request by Neighbors for Ring. We would draw a geographical diagram, kind of a shape, square, around an area that would push out to all individuals who had the Neighbors by Ring, sending an alert saying, hey, the police department is asking for video. Can you review the times and send us back the link? It was just an ease of use kind of thing, so we're not spending miles on our feet.
Yeah.
And now they took that away. But, we're still obviously going to do the hard work of getting out there trying to obtain surveillance video and doing it.
Yeah, it's not we can't get the camera footage now, so we're going to just
now you got to go through the courts
hit
and
the brakes.
I hate to say, but a lot of times what happens is civil liberties union, and some situation where some guy was cheating on his wife, got caught. They were able to obtain the neighbor's cameras or whatever. All of a sudden, everybody's up in arms like, I have privacy that should not have been, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They complain. Google thinks it's going to hurt their sales, and boom, all of a sudden now they make it more difficult for police. The problem is we want our neighborhood safer. The reason you get the Ring camera in the first place is because you want a safer neighborhood, right? I would think.
You would think. 100%. And certainly I would never advocate that individuals spend more money than they have to. But so secondarily, if you don't subscribe to the Neighbors by Ring app through Amazon, it's only for a very small period of time on your local storage device, which is your phone or something of that nature. So if people don't subscribe to the service, there's not going to be a manner in which we can obtain that via search warrant or subpoena because it's not going to exist on the servers there. So that's certainly one thing to keep in mind.
No doubt.
If, in fact, you want safety in your neighborhoods.
And it's not that expensive. It's very minimal.
No, right.
So, okay. All right, Lieutenant, thank you as always. Have a wonderful day. Thanks.
All right, gentlemen. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Lieutenant.
Lieutenant Mike Curley with UPD. A couple things. I have some comments on our website at WIBX950.com. If you didn't get a chance to hear, Scott Flansburgh and Leon Etienne, whose show is Saturday night at the Stanley Theater, they met for the first time in studio, and it was an organic moment that happened. It was really, really cool. The audio video is up on our site, and you can check it out as they met for the very first time. There's also that Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers story up there. Be sure to share that. There's a story up there. It is this year. How many years ago? Several years ago. 50 years ago. This year, Ed Hanna first became mayor of Utica. It was 1974. There's a story up there. Now, there's a video up there of when Ed Hanna appeared on CBS 60 Minutes.
Yeah.
I believe it's 60 Minutes. And he's doing, he's swearing, he's doing commentary. It's something to see. And you'll see video of an older Utica. And there's also a story up there about the time when Ed Hanna was complaining that he couldn't find enough workers to work, public works and maybe in the parks. Or in this particular case, selling popcorn at a snack bar on city-owned property. He tried to hire a 9-year-old girl, but the comptroller in the city said, you can't hire a 9-year-old girl. You got to be at least 16 years old in New York in order to get working papers and work. So what do you think Hannah did?
He hired her anyway?
Hannah made a declaration, a signed paperwork that raised the girl's age from 9 to 16. With a stroke of a pen, he made the girl 16 years old. And
She's
said,
now 16.
Now you're going to have to hire her because she's 16 years old. And the comptroller said, no, she really has to be 16. The full story is up there, and that was in the New York Times. Full story is up there on our website at WIBX950.com. Some comments. Julie, get the shingles shot, ! It was severe pain for me for 6 weeks, and I still have instances of residual discomfort years later. Also, get Rob Hilton on to talk about drafting living wills and healthcare proxies. Yeah, let's get him back on. I like, he always has great stuff to say. Andrew, you have comments.
Yeah, there's a bunch that came through on the app prompted by Lou, Liberal Lou. Lance from Lee, this guy watches MSNBC, enough said. John in Bridgewater, Bill, please just pull the plug on Liberal Lou. Oh, darn, we lost him. Let's see here. There's ones I have to go into here. Oh, Dawn in New Hartford, Liberal Lou sniffs glue.
They're rhyming now. I love it.
Yeah, right. Justin in Mohawk, what does Liberal Lou have to say about Biden's constitutional duty or failure to secure the border? Are you going to defend him on that as well? Big Honey in Hecla, always an interesting comment. I think Liberal Lou needs to cut his gummies in half in the morning.
Lance and Lee was upset about my comment about Griffo and the guy who's trying to run against him.
Yeah.
I did not mean to put words in your mouth, Lance, but the reality, all I was saying is this what you want? I mean, can you look me in the face and say you want this person over Griffo? And his big thing is Griffo's been there long enough. We need somebody new. That seems to be a Rome philosophy. Well, Jackie Izzo's been there long enough. Time to get somebody new. Yeah, but she's in the middle of accomplishing a lot of stuff right now, and doesn't matter. It's time to make a move. She's been here long enough, and that is and Lance, I think that was possibly your philosophy when it came to Mayor Izzo. Now, a new mayor in the city of Rome. Any other comments quickly?
I think that's it for the app comments.
Liberal Lou sniffs glue. That's Dawn in New Hartford. I love it. Lou, listen, everybody's got an opinion. And he is certainly strong in his. Let me break quickly, and we'll come back here. John Decker from Gray TV, Chief White House Correspondent, is coming up next to WIBX.
Adirondack Home Furniture's Flex Steel Big Game Sale is going on now, but only for a limited time. Hurry in for discounts up to 15% off select sofas, recliners, occasional pieces, and leather furniture. With hundreds of designer fabrics to choose from, your new piece is guaranteed to have the look you want. Stop dreaming and start creating the home of your dreams with quality, long-lasting Flex Steel furniture from Adirondack Home Furniture. Beauty and comfort is made to last with Flex Steel's exclusive lifetime warranty blue steel spring seating. Stop into Adirondack Home Furniture today and save up to 15% during their big game sale. Visit their Flex Steel gallery for the best selection of Flex Steel furniture on sale. The best value and top quality furniture for your home is at Adirondack Home Furniture. You don't want to miss out on the Flex Steel big game sale at Adirondack Home Furniture. Hurry in, sale ends soon. Located at the former Riverside Mall, Horatio Street, Utica.
On behalf of IBEW Local 43 Union Electricians and the NECA Contractors, we are pleased to partner with Syracuse University in providing our members with an opportunity to enhance their education at this great university.
Syracuse University's partnership with the IBEW will provide talented students the opportunity to advance their careers while shaping the future of the electrical trades and the industries they serve.
Central New York's future is bright, and the IBEW Local 43 and NECA will continue to help light, power, and grow Central New York.
Hey, River Hills Properties, #1 independent real estate agency in all of Central New York. It's all about the services they provide. And one of those services, your listing agent is there every time the house is shown. Another biggie is they have a beautiful website. that focuses on all the homes that are there. It's a great website, Andrew.
Yes.
The other part is just look at the homes that are selling. We still are in a situation in this area where there's a low stock. Stock is
Correct.
low. There aren't a lot of houses, but there's real opportunity. And right now, values have held strong here, whereas other parts of the country are struggling in that world. So contact River Hills Properties. Your listing agent starts working for you on day one. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, the official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program. Daylight Donuts in New Hartford, Seattle's best. Coffee that is just so delicious, even if you just like it black, it is the best. Drive through, in and out, on your way, very fast. Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. John Decker with Gray TV. Oh, we lost John. All right, what do you have as a comment?
Well, we just have some follow-up comments from Liberal Lou. Justin and Mohawk saying, not you guys defending Biden on the border. That was directed toward Lou, just clarifying. And conservative John from Boonville, can you send me Liberal Lou's address? I'd like to send him a strap-on breastfeeding contraption.
Sunday, this Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, this Sunday at Waterfront Grill, it's the great tailgate party for the conference championships. Come on out. It benefits the Salvation Army, also the Hunger Coalition, and the Humane Society of Herkimer County. Rocky Fiato, it's a $25 donation. Everything goes to the charity. You give food. Your first drink is on Rocky. Mark Butler, Rocky Fiato. Great job. Waterfront Grill this Sunday, 1 till 5. We will be there. Sponsored by WIBX. John Decker is the chief White House correspondent with Gray TV, and we've got him now. John, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you, Bill. Hope you're doing well today.
Doing well. Of course, not as well as you're going to be doing.
Well, I'm flying with the president today. I'm flying on Air Force One. He's traveling to Wisconsin. We leave in about an hour's time, and already at Joint Base Andrews Air Force Base. And this is a day trip. And the president, while he's in Wisconsin, traveling to Superior, Wisconsin, announcing a $1 billion grant to build a new bridge connecting Superior, Wisconsin to Duluth, Minnesota, all a part of the bipartisan infrastructure law that he signed in his first year in office.
It was interesting. What I find interesting is watching some of the members of Congress who voted against the infrastructure deal, who are now out talking about the amazing benefits of redoing a bridge here. Or I find that interesting. It's typical politics. Both parties are always guilty of this, depending on which president is in office. We have a debate going here. Listeners saying Biden doesn't know where he is. He has no idea. He's clueless. Doesn't know whether he's coming or going. We have a guy named Liberal Lou who calls in to say,
okay.
Listen, Biden...
Sharp as a tack. He's fine.
You will struggle to find a president who's accomplished more than Joe Biden. Where do you land based on this is your job every single day?
Well, it is my job, and I do hear those things, those anecdotes from people. I actually am within feet of President Biden every day. I see how he answers questions. I see how he responds to things that are thrown at him. And he is not the way that he is portrayed by those who are not big fans of Joe Biden. He is with it. He understands everything that's going on. And, he is in charge. He is old. There's no doubt about it. I see it physically, when he walks, the slow, plodding manner in which he walks. But he's all there. Absolutely. And, I think that people underestimate him if they think that he's, has difficulty putting a sentence together. That is not the case with Joe Biden.
That's very interesting. You'll be getting some hate mail today, just to let you know.
Or a breastfeeding thing you might get.
Yeah. Well, but, the reality is you're there, and it is important for us, whether people are going to believe what they hear in the media or not. It is extremely important to hear from people who are there in person. We rely on people like you to be able to give us your impression of what is going on out there. It's very important.
Well, I'm very much aware of some of the things that are said about Joe Biden. And as a result of of that, I think I'm paying extra close attention to see if I see anything resembling that, caricature of Joe Biden that is often portrayed around him. He's got good days. He's got bad days. He makes gaffes. He's always made gaffes. As a senator, he made gaffes. As vice president, he made gaffes. Maybe they're magnified because he's president. But look, we're talking about what is likely to happen in the November election, a 78-year-old versus an 81-year-old. And let's face it, they're not spring chickens. They're not the same people that they were, 30, 40 years ago. But those are the choices that we'll likely have in the November election.
And here's the reality of this. This is such an amazing time with Biden at the helm, no matter where you are on it. We're at such a critical place in the world, in our country, and this is a dangerous place today.
It's a dangerous place. There are two wars that are ongoing, and we see that the people that represent our country in uniform are in harm's way, in the Red Sea, in the Gulf of Aden. That is something that we need to be aware of, and I'm aware of it, very much so. 2 Navy SEALs killed just in this past week. That makes you, that hits home, when you see news of that actually happening.
Quickly, on Nikki Haley versus former President Trump. She's going nowhere. She is scrappy as can be right now.
She's scrappy, and I think you hit the nail right on the head. She's not going anywhere. I mean, she lost by 11 points to Donald Trump in New Hampshire. He's got 2 big wins under his belt, Iowa and New Hampshire. Nikki Haley has had the good fortune of having the South Carolinians elect her governor twice, but I don't think she's going to have good fortune when the South Carolina primary takes place. Polls indicate Donald Trump's going to beat her and beat her handily, and that could mark the end of her quest to be the Republican presidential nominee.
All interesting stuff. Safe travels today on Air Force One, John. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Bill. I appreciate it. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you next week. Have a great weekend.
You
Bye-bye.
do the same. Thank you. Oftentimes when you watch the national news, you may be watching something from Gray TV, maybe not. The questions that are thrown out to President Biden come from John. He's right there in the thick of things. All right, news is next at WIBX.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica, Rome, W295DI Utica, Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
There may soon be Trump testimony. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The former president expected to show up soon at a federal court in New York, where he may take the stand at author E. Jean Carroll's civil defamation trial he claims is election interference.
Carroll is seeking at least $10 million in damages to her reputation over the former president's denials that he sexually assaulted her in the 1990s. He alleges she made up the incident to promote her memoir. A jury in a separate trial last year found him liable for sexual assault and defamation, awarding Carroll $5 million in damages.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin, the former president, is warning anyone who keeps donating to Nikki Haley, they'll be unwelcome in the MAGA camp. But she's raised $1 million since losing in New Hampshire, telling supporters last night in South Carolina his victory speech was a temper tantrum.
And out of everything that he said in his rant, he didn't talk about the American people once. He talked about revenge.
South Carolina holds the next contested Republican primary next month. As Israel and Hamas keep waging war in Gaza, the UN claims the United Nations training center sheltering civilians was bombed, killing at least 9 people. Britain's foreign secretary on a trip to Israel is calling for an immediate ceasefire.
David Cameron adding the release of all remaining hostages is another priority. He's now in Qatar, a key intermediary in negotiations between Israel and Hamas. But the Qataris say they're appalled at leaked comments from Prime Minister Netanyahu criticizing their efforts.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Ukraine's president wants an international investigation into the deaths of 65 Ukrainian prisoners of war killed when a Russian military plane crashed. Russia claims Ukraine shot that plane down. We just got an update on the economy showing less growth at the end of last year, but the GDP increase was
stronger than expected at 3.3%. That is a slowdown from the prior quarter when it was 4.9%.
Fox Business Network's Lauren Simonetti. Stock futures are now rising ahead of today's trading. America's listening to Fox News.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When Freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Progressive presents 10 things on a food truck owner's to-do list that are harder than getting a commercial auto insurance quote. Stocking the fridge, prepping the stations, finding employees that get along well, finding employees that actually do their job. Looking at you, Gary. Balancing the books, balancing the flavors, having a fresh menu and fresh produce and fresh meat, but never a fresh mouth. But the easiest thing on a small business owner's to-do list? Seeing if you can save on commercial auto insurance. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
Good morning, WIBX 950 News Time 9:03. I'm Andrew Dominio. Right now we're at 38 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Your full weather forecast is coming up. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand has announced a new bill in Congress aimed at improving mental health in underserved communities. The Mental Health Professionals Workforce Shortage Loan Repayment Act would give psychologists, social workers, and school counselors up to $250,000 in student loan forgiveness if they want to work in certain geographic areas. Data shows 55 of New York's 62 counties do not have enough mental health professionals available. Gillibrand says this measure has bipartisan support. Applications are being accepted for the 2024 Empire State Fellows Program with the goal of attracting diverse talent from New York and nationwide to fill high-profile roles in the governor's administration. The program started 12 years ago, and in that time, graduates have served in positions such as Deputy Commissioner and Chief of Staff. The deadline to apply is April 1st, and additional information is posted at ny.gov. The American Red Cross is sounding the alarm as it deals with an ongoing nationwide shortage of blood. The agency says donations have not been this low in 20 years and may end up leading to delays for people who need treatment for serious illnesses or have to undergo life-saving medical procedures. Anyone who donates through the end of the month will be entered to win a trip to the big game, Super Bowl 58. To find a clinic in your area, head to redcrossblood.org. And speaking of winning a trip to the Super Bowl, the Root Farm is pleased to announce their second annual Ultimate Sports Weekend fundraising sale featuring 2 tickets to the Super Bowl in Vegas. The fundraising sale allows members of the community and beyond to purchase tickets that will enter them into a drawing to win 2 tickets to the big game Sunday, February 11th in Vegas, and a $1,000 gift card toward travel and accommodations. Tickets are $100 a person. Get them at rootfarm.org. It is 9:05. Your weather forecast calling for cloudy skies today with a chance of drizzle. Highs will be in the lower 40s. Drizzle overnight with rain possible. Lows in the upper 30s. Then rain tomorrow with highs near 40. Right now we're at 38 degrees under cloudy skies. Brian Kilmeade's next on WIBX.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers, but for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Up to half the cost for the same thing. 50% the money for 100% the same thing. I hope I'm making myself clear. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single-line 5GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single-line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.